The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
Ippei! Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel-Good Friday, May 10th, 2024. This sports program starts right now.
Sports!
Are amazing, and we are so lucky to talk about them last night. Multiple playoff games in the NHL and in the NBA. We had another overtime game in the NHL that we will certainly get to because Biz Nasty, Paul Bissonnette, will be joining us in about 10 minutes or so to break down last night's electrifying hockey evening. Now, hockey has been showing up for us, and we're incredibly thankful for that. But basketball took quite a turn last night.
Whoa.
Something happened where we were told just yesterday that Jesus Christ might be the only one that can make something happen. That did happen last night. Now, obviously, I'm not alone. The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, wearing a panda on your shirt. Obviously, I love everything about that. It does kind of look like a dog, like maybe a St. Bernard or something.
A little bit, doesn't it? It's kind of interesting that how it looks when you just have the face of it.
So is that a dog or a panda there?
I mean, you tell me. You tell me what you think it is.
I'm going...
Yeah. See.
I'm going dog, final answer.
It's a dog.
Yeah, I'm going dog, final answer.
See, and guess what it is?
Wet nose.
Guess what it is?
What is it?
It's a panda.
No, it's not.
It's a panda.
See,
Yep.
we're not getting into
It's
this.
a panda. Hey, look, I just tell you what the site says. I bought a panda shirt, and this one showed up.
Speaking of shirts, way to gift Paul Skenes that shirt.
Hell yeah. That was
On his way up to the big leagues, obviously you sent him a T-shirt. Hopefully he'll wear that because there's no greater human being in our eyes than Paul Skenes, who should be wearing a montage of the most powerful animals in wildlife.
That's right.
Before he goes in and throws 100 on a paint, 100 on a paint, 100 on a paint,
Right.
100 on a paint,
Right.
100 on a paint.
Right.
Then go ahead and put that on back to back to back on repeat for the next 10 years for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're excited about that. He's got a big one more. Come on, Paul. He's got Sean Casey, the mayor, joining us in the second hour. But let's talk about what happened in basketball. One half of the hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys. Tone Diggs is here looking amazing.
Thank you,
Sweet
brother.
shirt.
Thank
Sweet
you.
shirt. Keystone State, Steel City. Love what you pieced together there for the entire town of Pittsburgh. Now, Tone, I don't know what the odds were yesterday for the Cleveland Cavaliers to get that win over the Celtics. But the way Wendy was talking on this particular program, hey, Wendy, Cavaliers got a shot against the Celtics team. They're going to have to make every shot, and Celtics are going to have to miss every shot. Jesus Christ, Connor said, might have to actually play for the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the Boston Celtics. Every basketball person that we've had on the program has said the Boston Celtics are basically coasting right to the Eastern Conference Finals. No problems at all. Now, are they going to run into the Pacers or the Knicks? That's certainly a question as the Pacers and the Knicks play tonight in Indiana, in our city. The refs might feel a little differently on the way there. Hey, Josh Hart, we don't need you to talk about Carlisle.
No, we don't.
Okay, we don't need Brunson and the boys over there in New York wonder. Carlisle's trying to rally the boys. He's also trying to send a message to the league. The league that gave him a $35,000 fine only, which is awesome.
A little slap on the wrist.
Love that he only got a $35,000 fine in this entire thing. Well, certainly, there's a chance that him calling out the refs for screwing over a small market team would potentially lead to the integrity of the game being questioned in the league and everything. And the NBA was like, yeah, you're right, $35,000 fine. Now, this is just a couple of days removed from a $100,000 fine for Jamal Murray, who threw a heating pad onto the court. $35,000 for saying you're screwing a small market team. From small market, I was echoing the same sentiments as him publicly. Thought that was a very low fine. Thought he was going to get a much larger fine. Happy the NBA and Adam Silver said, hey, we get it. The refs were. You should have been heated. You should have been a little disgruntled. And if this is how you're going to motivate the team and let them know you got their back, you do what you got to do. So the Knicks, you guys worry about your locker room. Okay, and when it's in Indiana, it's going to be a little smaller, a little bit more grungy. Okay, welcome to the Thunderdome out here in the Gamebridge Fieldhouse. But let's get to the conversation that was had about the Cavs and the Celtics yesterday. Cavs got no hope. The Cavs suck. This team's got no chance, especially in Boston, in the Garden. How are they going to do it? Instead, the Cavs get a massive win. Series tied 1-1 at Boston. Connor, how do you feel about Jesus Christ potentially showing up in spirit form through spite of Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers getting a win in Boston?
Well, I assume Jesus Christ probably does need to, visit Ohio more than other places. But as a Celtics fan, you can't be that worried. Sure, they lost. They lost by 24. I think it was the largest win by a double-digit dog in the history of the NBA playoffs for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Historic win last
Very historic. And everyone was burying Joe Mazzulla today. I'm not going to get into that. But the Cavs, every starter on their team had 12-plus points. And this guy, he leads the way. If you see here, it's the third where it started. 3 minutes left in the second. Celtics are up by 8. They go into the half tied. So the Cavs kind of went on this absurd run from 3 minutes left in the first half on. And then, they're plus 24 in the second half. They absolutely dominated. There wasn't a point in the second half where you thought the Celtics were going to maybe go on a run, cut the deficit. Here's a huge three. He was 5 of 7 from 3. He couldn't miss. And then there's a buzzer beater here at the end of the third that was very much like just filthy.
That's in the Tatum. Face of Boston.
Yeah, in the face of Tatum. Andy's staring at the crowd after he does it. The moxie the Cavs had last night was something you can't really match. And then, if Donovan Mitchell's banking in threes, give me a break. The bank closes at 5, people, especially in Boston. They go home earlier most of the time. But you got to give the Cavs a credit. They played well. Game 2 against the Miami Heat. Celtics also at home. They got killed. They lost by 20. I'm not worried whatsoever. I don't think anybody in Boston should be worried. The fans are leaving with 5 minutes
Traffic.
left.
Get out of these arenas in Boston.
They don't understand.
Why would you stay?
Look, there is traffic going on outside because there's construction. So I think when you see this, you're not sure, why are they leaving so early? There's a bunch of construction going on right outside the Garden right now. If you don't try and get out of there early, then you're screwed. You're going to be there for an hour.
As a person that goes in and out of arenas literally every single Monday now, lucky to do it with the WWE, I very much have a different stance on people that potentially head out a little bit earlier than maybe everybody. These cities are not built to have the amount of humans exit from one area right in the middle of it. Normally, you have cops shutting down roads. Those roads always lead to where you need to go. So there's always like a new, I got to get redirection. So you got stop and go traffic, let alone 13, 14, 15,000 people all unloading at the same exact time. Them, after getting their asses kicked, leaving early, I don't judge them. Trying to get home. But boy, Celtics players should be like, hey, our guys are... We're now the team where our fans are trying to beat the traffic. Holy shit. What a wake-up call maybe up there in the TD Garden last night.
I won't go that far. Celtics fans, they had to leave early a lot this year, too, when they were up by 20. This isn't abnormal. People in Boston kind of understand how terrible driving can be, especially in that city. But, Joe Mazzulla was probably up till 3 a.m. getting choked out by his jiu-jitsu trainer. I have a feeling that Mazzulla is going to put the boys through a little bit of a ringer here on a nice day off, and then on Saturday, we will go into Cleveland and poop all over Ohio to make it smell better.
Okay.
Jeez.
Cleveland smells good.
Come on.
No, we've been to Cleveland. There are rats and license plates and trash all over the street. We were there.
Well,
He's right.
Shit.
Indiana has full cars.
Yeah.
Hey, if we were playing in Indiana, I'd say the same thing.
Okay. You live here.
I do, and I love it. But that doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay. Well, Cleveland's a great place.
It is.
I was raised to think it was terrible and disgusting in a hellhole in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But then I went there. I'm like, place isn't bad. It's actually pretty nice. Way too windy. Way too windy. Way too cold for way too long of a time. But that Jack's Casino won me over.
Great.
I've never walked out of that casino a loser. And that shapes my entire view on the entire city.
If it wasn't for that casino, you'd see past that in the city.
Maybe. Worst punting game I ever had in Cleveland. Windy, cold. I did terrible. They had a guy returning Rabbit. His nickname was Rabbit. Jack Rabbit. What was his, you know who I'm talking about.
Janoris Jenkins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Jack Rabbit Jenkins.
Yes.
Isn't that who?
I think he was returning the punts or whatever. So I go in there knowing we got an animal return. Terrible day. Windy, breezy, couldn't figure it out. Worst day I've ever had. You stay in some hotel rooms that are kind of crap down there in Cleveland.
Sure.
You walk right in Jack's Casino, this 4-story casino. You walk out a winner every time. It's like, I love this city.
Yeah, tough not
I
to.
absolutely love this place. Travis Benjamin. There it is. Okay. We got
okay.
Travis Benjamin. Yeah, anyways, absolute stallion. And congrats to Cleveland and to the Miz.
Yeah.
Well, Not to the Miz. I mean, Miz is still a piece of shit, but yep.
No, the Miz is excited.
Yeah, he should be. He should be because that's the last one they're going to get.
Also, last night, the Mavericks beat up on the Thunder. Okay, Luka is injured, but won for 29, 10, and 7 last night.
Yep.
Okay, so he's seemingly all the way back. Was hitting his step back, not only on the outside, but also in the paint. They were wondering if he had enough push-off in that hurt knee. Is he going to be able to create separation against this young, fiery Oklahoma City team? Yep, he did last night. They started hot. They continued hot. They win this game. Kyrie Irving didn't have a big night.
No.
And they still get a big-time dub. That's got to make them feel phenomenal and incredible. 1-1 now. Hey, let's go.
Here we go.
Basketball is 1-1 over there in the West. I like whenever Luka's playing great. I also like the fact that we're watching this Oklahoma City team have to battle a little bit, kind of learn a little bit. I'm excited to see how they handle it. Now, right now in the NBA, there is one team that has not lost in the playoffs yet. There's also one team in the NHL that has not lost yet. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are 6-0 currently.
Damn.
In the playoffs for the NBA. And Tone, you mentioned this as we were chit-chatting over there. There were some people that missed a wagon.
Yes, they did.
Maybe in March. Maybe now's the time to hop on.
Yeah, back-to-back years, the Yukon Huskies were absolutely dominant come tournament time. And so, there were some people who didn't jump on the bandwagon when they should have as far as gambling. I think they ended up 12-0 straight up and against the spread in the last two tournaments. And a lot of people are like, I'm not going to miss an opportunity like that again. And it's happening right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 6-0 straight up. Okay, they swept, and now they're up 2-0 on the Nuggets. They're also 6-0 against the spread. They have not lost it against the spread either. So now would be a time. We like riding the waves when it comes to gambling because streak. Okay, that's what they do. That's why they're.
And we have to acknowledge when it's over.
Correct.
That is something. But as we're in the middle of it, we also have to acknowledge, hey, seemingly got a little good thing cooking right now with this Minnesota Timberwolves team. And Anthony Edwards is doing commercials there on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And he's becoming the face of the league right in front of our eyes here.
Yeah, and they're back home. They did it in Denver at Elevation. So I'm going to ride the streaks. Now, me saying that, who knows what's going to happen now. But the T-Wolves at 3.5, 4.5 right now at ESPN bets because, only up from here, boys. And then,
Tony.
What?
You're talking Minnesota Timberwolves 6-0.
Yeah,
That's
they haven't lost.
They're not going up. There's no
I
word.
wasn't talking about
Only
the
up.
T-Wolves.
Oh, you're talking about the Nuggets, yeah, because they're down.
No, wasn't talking about them either.
Oh, you're talking about
The overall.
The platform.
The
you're
men's
talking about the ESPN bet.
Platform.
Yeah.
There is. Law room grow.
Yeah.
Amen.
Law room grow. That's good news. That's not bad news. That's good news. Could you imagine being at the top of the mountain, nowhere else to climb this early in the game?
Get complacent.
Jeez, you get bored. What else is there to do? I've already been to the top. ESPN bet's like, we got you. We got space. We're going to grow. We're going to do it. That's good news.
But from your many trips to Hawaii and now that you are an avid surfer, there's nothing worse than when you're sitting there on your board, nice, beautiful long board, and you see the wave coming and you decide not to ride that wave, and it's an absolute beautiful, huge barrel that you could have rode for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. That's a real bummer, and that's what the Minnesota Timberwolves are now. You better jump on that wave before it crashes.
Before the barrel comes in on you.
Yeah.
You're talking about Hawaii? In Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying it like
Hawaii.
Yeah,
yeah, you
said
were
it
saying it a little
wrong.
too stupid. Hawaii.
Well, how did I say it?
Hawaii.
Oh, that's just how my people say it.
And your people would be?
Who are your people? I thought we're all one people.
Yinzers.
I would like to hear most Yins.
What's the
Now
accent
that I'm
for
thinking
that?
about it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about
Hawaii.
it. You went all the way over to Hawaii? That's crazy.
Hawaii.
You down Hawaii?
Also, in the NHL, after last night's big win, the Wolves aren't the only team that are 6-0 since playoffs have started. This team, listen, it's tough to handle.
Sure.
Okay, their fans, all that stuff. Where they play is the Mecca. Okay. All we know is they haven't won in forever.
Yeah.
But their fans have acted like forever is not that long. But this year, they might have it.
Truly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Rangers, 7-0 now in the playoffs.
Good hockey club.
Wow.
Whoa.
Carolina Hurricanes, a team that they just beat in Carolina's barn in front of 20,000 raging Caniacs down there. The New York Rangers get another win in overtime. They're now up 3-0 on the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup whenever the playoffs started. This New York Rangers team, now this is the winner in overtime. What a beautiful, beautiful deflection from the Breadman. Panarin under the leg, no look-see. Goalie thinking, no way he's going to be able to get that one up in the air, right? Perfect use of science, and what a goal.
Gorgeous.
That's overtime goal right there. Now, it's obviously late and it's tough to stay up for all these games, but that's overtime, and the NHL has continued to deliver, and this New York Rangers team's the real deal. This feels like the most complete Rangers team that we've seen in some time. They knock off the odds-on favorite. There's nothing but clear skies ahead, seemingly, for this Rangers team. Now, they're going to have to take a little bit of a break if they sweep again. That might cause a little bit of rust, but this Caniacs down 3-0 with the way Gensel's playing and the way that crowd showed up yesterday, and we don't know who hit the siren.
No, we don't.
We don't know who did the
Could be a
siren.
problem.
We think it was an NC State row coach.
There was a row coach. They
Really?
did for every period.
Row?
There was 3 people, and I wasn't too sure of any of them.
Okay. They need to take that siren a little bit more serious.
Where's Carr?
Because they're going to get swept in this thing if they don't look out. Gensel's playing great, but this Rangers team is just they're just on a heater that we haven't seen, Nicky Skates? Is that what we feel from this Rangers team?
Yeah, we've seen Rangers teams in the past who've been able to put together runs, maybe a second-round conference final. They've even been to the finals a couple years ago against the Kings. But this is, as you mentioned, this is the most complete Rangers team. They've got the goaltending, they've got the D, and they've got the forwards to score.
Yeah, Shesterkin's still standing on his damn
Yes,
head.
he
Joining
is.
us now is the host of Spit and Chicklets. He's also an analyst on TNT, covering the entire NHL season and now the playoffs in fantastic fashion. He owes Boston Connor 20 public push-ups because of his Toronto Maple Leafs losing in Game 7 to the Boston Bruins in the first round. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bissonnette.
What's up, buddy?
Biz.
What's up, everybody? My internet's not great, so I can't really see you guys right now. I hope you can see and hear me.
Yeah, you look great. You sound amazing. The eyes all over the place. Looks like you're doing that impression you did last night on TV. That was good acting. That was good acting. They kind of forced. Yeah.
Little improv. That's Jamie Benn, man. He's got the squirrely eyes. He's got the old man strength. And one of the bigger hits we've seen these playoffs. He absolutely rocked Taves. Controversial. I think some people thought maybe he should have got the ejection, but that's hockey, man. That's just good old physical playoff hockey right there.
Yeah, I mean, Troops was trying to do it a couple nights ago. Ben connected, which is what he has done numerous times. And congrats to Texas hockey getting a big time win. Already had.
Glassbanger got a big W. Tits McGee wasn't there, but she was there in spirit. I don't know if you've seen those bolt-ons on the glass right behind the coach.
Jugulation.
Tough to miss.
Yeah,
those.
jubilation. We're talking about jubilation here. Yes, everybody's happy down in Dallas, and I think every coach's interview somehow ends up in the same exact location whenever Dallas is playing. And I'll tell you what, I appreciate the fact that your analysis is not missing anything.
No. Nope.
And that is that's why you're the best in the game, Biz. That's why you're the best.
We're on the pulse. We're on the pulse. We could plug her OnlyFans after too. She's got some bin pictures up on Twitter. we know Elon Musk lets it fly now. You could just pretty much throw up anything on the X.
Dude,
True.
Listen, you were one of the trailblazers on Twitter way back in the day that I think a lot of us followed, and you created the brand in a wonderful fashion. Had to play hockey at a high level and be respected by your peers to be who you are, but your Twitter game was obviously something we all loved. There was always like a code. There was always like a code. No dead bodies. No dead bodies on Twitter. You know, like if you see a video, it's like, all right, this guy got messed up, but he's not dead. Now, to your point, it's not just, porn seemingly everywhere, but there's dead bodies now on it. It's a wild place, Biz. X is a wild place right now.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all, kind of like that Kachuk and Pasta fight. It's just it's a full-blown gong show out there.
Well, I love the term gong show, and you Canadians obviously create amazing things, but let's talk about what the New York Rangers are doing. They're 7-0 right now, okay? The 1994 Rangers were 7-0 to start the playoffs as well. Our research tells us that there's been 11 teams that have gone 7-0 to start the playoffs. 8 of them have gone on to win the Cup. This Rangers team gets a massive overtime dub over the Carolina Hurricanes down in Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of a great fan base. The Carolina Hurricanes were the odds-on favorite to win the Cup as the playoffs started. What is this Rangers team doing that is basically, sweeping everybody? And do they have enough to go win this entire thing, Biz?
Oh, big time. I think the rest is going to pay dividends, especially with how physical and big some of these other teams are. But right now, as far as Carolina, they're out goaltending them and they're out special teaming them. Their power play has been on fire since the beginning of the postseason. And Carolina is known as this team where they pepper you with shots, but sometimes they're not all from good quality range. And what happens as you go deeper into playoffs, there's obviously a strong correlation between that and the fact that they're all unreal goaltenders that are left. Not oftentimes is it just teams that are going to outscore you. They all rely on great goaltending. So the chances that they're getting are kind of like outside of that high danger area. and they're not also getting much traffic. The goals that they have scored have had traffic, guys in front of Shesterkin, and or like tip-ins. I mean, they've had probably 3 or 4 tip-in goals so far, even in this series. So Igor's too good right now, and I think what's Carolina? 0 for 15 on their power play.
Jeez.
So their power play has just dried up immensely, and they've also given up, I believe, at least 1, if not 2, shorthanded goals. Right now, the Rangers' penalty kill is outscoring other teams' power plays against them, 3-2. So it's just they're just lethal
Is that
right
strategy?
now.
Is that luck? What is that? Why is that?
No, all season long, I think that the Rangers were top 5 in both penalty kill and power play. And I think given the fact that Carolina's feeling the pressure to score on their power play, like even last night, that one there, that was coming at the end of the power play. So they try to make a play to the middle, knowing that guy's coming out of the box. So it just seems like they're not making smart, calculated decisions, and they're trying to force things, especially late in the power play, that ended up springing them on this 2-on-1. And look at, there's one of their beasts, Kreider, who's been continuing to get it done. I think it was the Benajat who's been on fire, who struggled a little bit in the back half of the season. Panarin's on fire. And then on top of that, Vinny Trocheck, who's becoming a household name in New York. Vinny Trocheck, Italian peppercorn. He's a spicy meatball.
He's a Yinzer. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Obviously, he's going to be a stud.
He's like JT Miller. All those Pittsburgh guys, they're honey badgers. They can play. They're gamers. The bigger the stakes, the bigger they play.
Hell yeah.
And also, I don't know if you saw after that goal, I forget who got it for them, but he's in there taunting Sebastian Aho with the hands up. He's got it all right now. He's snapping back draws at 75, 80%, 12 points in 7 playoff games for a second-line center. Everything is advertised, biggest bang for your buck going, and my front runner for the Conn Smythe.
Wow.
What's a Conn Smythe? That obviously playoffs MVP or what?
Yes, playoff MVP. Shesterkin's been out of his mind, but I believe the clutchness of Trocheck and delivering in most games offensively, to me, has him ahead right now and is in the leader in the clubhouse for Conn Smythe.
Normally go to a player or goal like Super Bowl MVP always goes to quarterback now at this stage. Like, is the goalie treated the same way or no?
I would say that if you look back on average, I would say that goalies probably take it more based on every other position. If we go back the last couple of years, it was Marchessault last year who was extremely clutch, and he scored a bunch of goals for the Golden Knights. The year before that, it was Cale Makar, who's the new Bobby Orr. I mean, this guy is, the way he moves up and down the ice, he's the McDavid of defense, where he's a freak. He's a video game cheat code.
Let's talk about that game then. Let's do this. And this seems to be like a series, not a trend, of the playoff series themselves. Let's go to Dallas, the American Airlines Center, home of the bang sign guy, who's obviously a massive fan of Biz and Biz a fan of his. The Dallas Stars heard all the chatter about them not being able to win and home ice not being worth a damn. They come out hot. Obviously, they get up 4-zip.
Damn.
4-zip. 1, 2, 3, 4-zip after a couple rebounds here. Let's slot this one home 4-0. All right, everybody go to bed. It's about midnight right now.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. It is tough to stay awake for some of these games. 4-zip. Let's go to bed. Let's do this entire thing. All of a sudden, Colorado Avalanche say this thing ain't over. Not one bit. Then they go off on a 3-goal run. Make this thing 4-3. So all the Dallas Stars fan, all the Texas hockey has a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of a heart racing situation. We're not going to blow this again, are we?
No.
There's no way we blow this at home. There's no way bang sign guy and the lady behind the coach's interview are going to have to go home bummed out after being
Fitz
up.
McGee.
I don't know if that's her name. I've never met her. I'm not Mrs. McGee, whatever, Miss McGee, whatever her name is. They're going to go home bummed out or whatever it is. No, they end up stealing one, score on an empty netter there, 5-3. They make this happen. But it feels like no lead is safe. You were saying no. I have fallen asleep, I think 4 different times during this playoff where game was over. 4-1, last night 4-0.
Vancouver.
We're talking 3-0 a couple nights ago. It's like, why is that the case? And is this year different? Is this how it always is?
I would say it's rare, definitely from a 4-1 lead standpoint, especially the Oilers against the Canucks the other night. If we're sticking to Colorado, Dallas, to me it was more so when you play a 7-game series like Dallas did against Vegas, you're kind of in game rhythm where Colorado was sitting around a little bit. So sometimes it's hard to get back in that game action where these like little details and little mistakes happen where you can get down early as they did. But ultimately that rest showed and their legs came back about halfway through that game in game 1. And then that's when they ended up storming back and then stealing one with the Miles Wood eventual game winner on that breakaway. But yeah, it's like the pace in which Colorado plays at, they are the one team I would say in playoffs where all of a sudden, if they get a little bit of momentum, they could rattle off 3-4 shifts in a row where they are just swarming in the ozone like bees. So that is one team where if you let your guard down for a minute or two, you could next thing you know, at the blink of an eye, it could be game over. So they made that mistake, Dallas, in game 1. Obviously didn't make it in game 2 with getting enough cushion, and they pull off that big win. The big thing in game 2 for me was the Jamie Benn hit, though. I felt like that really kind of set the tone, and Jamie Benn's a pretty intimidating guy, and Miles Wood has fought him before. Josh Manson's fought him before. I would have liked to have seen a response, but they kept their level head. And then because they scored those 2 goals to claw back, I think the game stayed fairly sane and there was no like craziness or tomfoolery. Whereas if it would have been halfway through the period and still 4-0, I would have been upset if they wouldn't have addressed that. Like somebody's got to go up to Ben and make a statement here, especially a bottom 6 guy like Miles Wood. Like I can't see it right now because my internet's trash. But this is just a huge pop.
Yeah, right behind the net, comes flying in, and we're talking, this is what Jamie Benn's known for, though, right? He's also has a C. This guy has a C on his chest.
Proud lad from Victoria, British Columbia, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good lad.
Yeah,
Good lad,
boy.
brother.
These Western Canadian boys are built different. They throw both ways, love their pops, and they just are so old school. And this is where I feel like the pendulum swinging back, where everybody was complaining about these hits not too long ago. And anytime you touch somebody and they ended up like that on the ice, kick them out of the game, give them a suspension. Nah, man, old time hockey's back right now.
Hey, baby, Gary.
Hell yeah.
Old time hockey, baby.
Hey,
let's go.
Biz, that's good news. Hey, Gary Bettman, right? We should be giving him a little
shout out.
Should we
100%. He's done an excellent job. Yes, he has.
That's real, though. Does he send like a message to teams, or is it like in a lack of finding, or is he talking to the officials? How do you think you get back to this? Because there for a bit, people are saying hockey's going to get soft. They're going to stop doing the hits. They're going to stop doing the fights. How do they get it back? How do you think old school hockey came back like this?
I think it did naturally. I just think it has probably over the course of the last 2 years. And you have to listen to your core audience. Like what's the fastest growing, or one of not the most fast growing sports in all of North America? Is it UFC?
Yes.
People don't mind violence. And I feel like this is the perfect blend of skill and talent, along with the fact that if you want to fuck around and find out, you might get popped in the face. None of this basketball stuff with the ref in front of you talking tough. It's like, if you want to be a tough guy, drop your mitts and prove it.
Yeah.
And that's and I feel like online you could just see the amount of like fair weather fans interested because of the hatred. Like you can't
Rempe,
that, right?
Look at Rempe. Look at when Rempe comes into his own for the Rangers. First 7 games he had like 5 fights or something like that. It was like
Jeremy Lin effect.
Bingo.
Jeremy Lin effect.
It really was, especially in the
Everybody wanted to talk about the Empire State Building.
Yeah, we led, obviously, program with it, I think, multiple days. It's like, look at this. And I also, when we started doing the Hockey is Awesome segment to kind of introduce people that maybe don't watch hockey about, like, hey, you need to understand this sport. Every single segment had somebody fighting somebody. Look, oh, you want to take a run at my guy? Oh, okay. Okay, well, then this is going to get handled. And then all of a sudden, it's like no other sports have that, where it's like, we're going to police the game ourselves. You can't be doing shit like that. It's like, it's a beautiful part of the game. And then you got superstars doing it here. Kachuk and Pasta, these are 2 of the best players on the ice, on any ice that they're on, fighting each other in a 6-1 game. It's like, nah, we're going to do this. I love it, Biz. I love everything about it.
Oh, this shit makes me hard right here, boys. This is like the fact that 2 stars like this, they go talk to the officials, figure out what's going on with the penalties. Kachuk asks them, and then Pasta is a little bit undersized. The fact that he took that fight, I'm surprised. But being in that locker room, and anytime I was in a locker room, when you'd have a star player like Pasta throw down, especially with a guy bigger than him, knowing that he might get his shit pushed in, that to me is like, That's gamer mentality right there, and I got chills even thinking about it. And the gamesmanship too, where Pasta, when he obliges, he turns around and taps Monty, the coach, to let him know, hey, I'm going to be going Kachuk, so I'm going out next shift. You could see Monty was having a conversation, and he's like what?
You're fighting.
You're doing what with?
It's
you're doing
6-1.
what with who?
It's 6-1.
It's 6-1. But hey, he called him out in Game 7 against the Leafs. He got the job done, and to me, he answers the bell there. Now, is Boston Connor there?
Yeah.
I was going to hey, first of all, congrats on the series win, buddy. I know we were shit talking, but I actually think that you guys have an opportunity to knock off Florida.
Yes.
My mentality going in back to the Garden tonight would be start your 5 toughest guy and challenge him, and let's have a Royal Rumble right off the start.
Ooh. Boom.
Let's go. Let's go. No?
So what are the odds that happens? I mean, you saying that is making my gong show kind of go all over the place, but what is the odds that could actually happen? And then also, not worried about Swayman, right? None of those goals were really his fault, and you kind of go back to him because of how good he has been for them. And also, Biz, you probably can't see yourself, but let me just say, your beak looks biblical with the lighting coming down on your face, just so you
I got a tough snout. That's from all the scraps that I was in.
Hell
Yeah, that's why we love him. And that's why we love him. Yeah, I mean, that is. Yeah, the lighting is.
It's a Drury curve, as they call it. It's got a little bit of a hook on it. It's got some girth up top. And,
the armor.
Anyway, we won't go too much into that. Now, I forget the question, though. What did you say?
So
what was
Swayman, we're not going away from him. He's obviously been unbelievable. And then do you really believe that the 5-on-5 brawl to start the game will happen?
So I don't know, and I would guess that it wouldn't, but that would be maybe my approach after talking to some guys, because Patty Maroon got ejected before that happened.
For
so
talking.
I'm interested to see So I'm interested to see what his response will be to the fact that Kachuk challenged and tried to go after their skill guy who's a little
real
bit smaller.
tough once the big rig left, didn't they, Biz? Got real tough.
That's what I mean. But once again, hey, Kachuk's just doing his job too, right? That's the gamesmanship, and that's what I love about it. Going to Swayman, I wouldn't be shocked if they went back to Allmark, and it has nothing to do with Swayman's play in Game 2. It's just the fact that they've been running this 2-goalie system all year, and Allmark's numbers against Florida are extremely good, and I think that he was the one who played both, or if not most, of the games against Florida this regular season. So I don't think it's out of the question. I think Swayman deserves to get the net back, but based on their approach and how they like the rest and fresh goalies, and this time of year that matters, they could go to Allmark. But maybe not a 5-on-5 brawl to start the game, but some form of physical response where they announce their presence saying, hey, we know that you Florida guys are a bunch of hyenas, but we don't give a shit. We got guys over here who can handle business too.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Mental warfare, boys.
It's 80% of the game. It's 80% of the game.
That's right.
All in between the ears. Hey, we appreciate what's in between your ears, pal, and on your face. It's been earned.
What's left?
Hell yeah.
What's left of it?
Hey, it's doing great for hockey, pal. Every time you're on TV, you're forced to watch. I'm forced to watch.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me come on, snap it around. Let's have some fun tonight. And I think that McJesus will show up tonight.
Ooh.
Okay.
McJesus will rise tonight in the late game, so don't fall asleep, folks. He's going to have one. No shots last game. He's going to be out for blood.
Going to fall asleep. Certainly going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
These games are way too late, but I respect Western Canada. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bissonnette. Thank you, Biz. Yeah, you too, Biz. You too, Biz. Cheers. I think he had to record something like 3 minutes ago. So I don't think he realized that. And then he looked at his goal. Oh, yep. Need
Gotta go.
to get on out of here. He's working his ass off right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, the NHL playoffs are talk of the town. Basically, every town that they're in.
Seriously.
There's also another conversation that's taking place.
What's that?
You guys remember Big Baby?
Oh, yeah.
Glenn?
How could you forget?
Yep.
You remember Big Baby?
I do.
Celtics legend.
Oh my God, so entertaining! Just all his facial expressions.
Yeah.
He did
His
that a
ability,
lot.
his ability to move, his firiness, his feistiness. Of
course.
This guy's a championship up with the Celtics.
That buzzer beaters winning series against the Magic.
Then when he retired, he became a character.
Yeah, for sure.
Certainly a funny character.
He wanted to shoot porn as his next profession.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff he was doing. And then he got caught up with a potential insurance fraud situation against the NBA, or maybe they were filing fake doctor and medical things to get money out of the NBA's insurance pool to a tune of $5 million.
Big baby.
His name was associated with it, alongside 21 others, 18 players, 22 in total. He was definitely a part of it. Biggest name that I've heard that has been a part of it. And whenever he was accused of this, he wanted to answer and respond, so he obviously did it. Anytime you're accused of potentially stealing money, the best thing to do is to kind of flex on your response, saying, oh, and here's Big Baby, whenever the accusations came flying about him potentially being a part of an insurance fraud situation against the NBA from his private plane.
That's your boy, Big Baby, man.
Okay.
Don't believe all that shit on the internet. I will have my day in court. They just mad because a black man got money, man. Just trying to keep a black man down, man. Hey, man, shout out Rollo, man. All those people, man, getting money, man. My shit legal, man. A lot of jump shots. A whole lot of jump shots.
Almost knocked a couple grand out. There's a championship ring.
Popeye chicken.
Okay, maybe an ad, too. There's a little bit more money for Popeye's chicken. And he said he'd have his day in court. He did.
Yeah.
He did have his day in court, and 40 months.
Whoa.
40 months. That is so long in jail.
Yeah.
40 months in jail for an insurance scheme against the NBA that had a trial, and obviously it was deemed that he was part of it, and he did easy to track this type of shit too, I think, which is certainly a part of the problem. And the NFL had a similar situation, and the good news is, as Big Baby has always done, he did give us an update immediately after his day in court. Even though he lost, he still kept his fans updated, and here it is.
Damn. I got a cold imagination, though. You know, I do that actor shit. I got a cold imagination. I'm gonna have to choke the chicken in the bathroom.
Okay.
That's crazy. I'm gonna be swole, though. I swear to God, I'm about to get in so much shape. Oh God. That's the only way you can stop me from eating hamburgers is put me in jail. That's what God said. I'm gonna stop you eating hamburgers. I'm gonna put you in jail. You don't want to stop eating hamburgers and Cheetos? You're going to jail. So now, I'm become the Rock.
Okay. So obviously there's silver lining he has been trying to find, I assume, through the entirety of the court case, as he was realizing what evidence they potentially had against him and how this was looking, and knowing that 40 months was even an option at this standpoint for being a part of an insurance fraud. He's trying to find. The silver lining is he's no longer going to be fat. He's just going to be baby. He ain't going to be big anymore. I saw a lot of people quote tweet this video whenever it was sent out. I believe from a lot of people that have been in jail before. And they quote tweeted it and said, it's all going to hit him whenever this door, you can laugh now and have silver lining, but whenever that thing right behind you, it's a whole new ball game. With that being said, I was in jail for 12 hours.
Sure.
Okay, I was in a cell. I was trying to escape. Okay, this was 3.5 years.
God.
I have no idea how that happens, but boy, it's been very public, obviously, and I think this is a good thing for everybody to learn from. In the modern world where we're in, where they can track literally everything. Bailey McComas just found his AirPods in Detroit, Michigan yesterday.
That's right.
Because he was able to track the AirPods on his phone whenever he signed up for something and found them. They track everything. Every transaction, Ippei Mitsuhara. Every single transaction that you make is trackable. Every single thing that you say is findable. Every walk that you take, they can watch you. Have you ever watched Dateline? They got cameras and everything on everybody. Yep. So if you're going to try to outsmart somebody, you're going to have to figure out a way to not only outsmart them, technology, AI, and history. Not the type of history that'll send you to jail in Canada, but in history of things that have happened before so they can catch your ass trying to get an insurance fraud. People used to try to get insurance frauds by faking an injury. They wear a neck brace to work, and then all of a sudden what happened? Well, they started getting busted doing what? Shooting jumpers.
Exactly.
And they started having private investigation to follow these people because these insurance companies, who we're not saying aren't interestingly run, but they have a lot of money too. And the thing they don't like doing is giving money away. You ever try to file a claim? They're going to figure it out. Big Baby realized that, I think, and learned that. And I don't know if he realized what jail is, but sounds like he's looking for a silver lining, and it's the fact that he's going to become jacked. I'm happy for him there.
Yeah, absolutely. And who knows? Maybe, I mean, with this type of crime, maybe he is going to go to like a white collar prison and he's not going to go to, like Rikers or something like that. But if we know anything, it's, hey, listen, if you're going to try to defraud like a league or a corporation, you may get one over on them for a little bit. They're always going to find out. They're always going to find out. And when they do, they're going to drop the hammer on you. And that's what happened. But hey, like you said, at least he's having fun with it right now. Now we'll check back in, in 6 months or whenever he has to pay the piper and go to jail and see how he's doing then. But he'll be okay. It's a big baby.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the go to jail part. I sure wonder where Big Baby is right now. I hope they know where he is, because if I'm Big Baby, I'll see you later. I'm going to Mexico, brother.
That's so easy. Once again, everything I literally just said. How are you getting? You're walking?
I don't know. I don't know how Big Baby does. I mean, he's got those pearly whites. Maybe he just smiles. I'm pretty sure getting into Mexico is getting out of Mexico into America. That might be difficult. I mean, I don't know. You could just walk over.
I think it might be the other way around.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't been paying close enough attention.
Me neither.
I haven't been paying close enough attention. I've just seen some videos that show up, and I'm like, no way, that's right. And I just get out of my algorithm.
Yeah.
If I look at this too long, they're going to start feeding this in there. I don't need to worry about that in my life right now. We got smart people who are going to figure it out. Okay, figure it out.
How tall is he?
6'9"? Yeah, 6'8".
Yeah, he wouldn't stand out.
No, they would see him if he walked.
I wouldn't go to Mexico either. They extradition there. You definitely go to somewhere that doesn't have extradition.
Belize or something?
Yeah.
Canada. Talk shit on Canada, then go to a Canadian prison and just run it forever.
Probably go with Kim Jong, North Korea, and play basketball with him.
That's his name.
I think he's going to jail in America.
I think it's probably better to do a 40-month bid than flee the country and end up having to serve, 25 years or something like that. But I don't know. Not everyone's cut out for prison.
They're saying Ippei Mitsuhara is facing 30 years.
I don't doubt that.
I believe that.
17 million. And you we just talked about trying to get over on an insurance company, like in a league like that. It's going to be tough. You know who's probably the toughest to really get in a money way? Government. Yeah.
They usually get their man.
Yeah, tax wise, you go. Play your games. Yeah, play your games. Yeah, we just hired a lot more people to find out who's been playing the little games you've been playing. Oh, you're only filing for about $150,000 as a translator. Where are you buying all this other? How much money you owe us? Oh yeah, you owe us like $10 million. Oh, that's fine. You can be able to pay. You're knocking them. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just keep running.
We'll forget about it.
Don't worry. You'll be able to pay it off. You'll be making license plates for us.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. You'll be making license plates in jail for us. It'll be a blast. You'll get the money back to us at some point, right? And then how about bank fraud?
Impersonating someone, going to
Those people play no game.
No, they don't.
So you outsmarted the banks, huh? Is that what you didn't think we were gonna? Oh, okay. Yeah, we caught up. Yeah, we got all the cameras. We see you. We hear all your fraudulent statements.
Yeah.
And it probably, I would assume, multiple states this is happening in. So you're talking about just like this is a full federal.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And he's taking the fall for show. Oh, okay. Yep. You don't think they have transactional record of everything this guy did? Allegedly a Real Housewives of Hills husband?
Yes.
Was a part of this.
Yeah, middleman of the bookie. So there's the main bookie who, Boyman, I believe, Matthew, in Vegas, and then the Real Housewives husband was the middleman that was trying to collect money from Ippei for the actual bookie.
You get a nice little percentage on that.
Yeah, middleman's not a bad spot to be in.
Once again, you think you're beating them. Yeah, you're not.
No.
And I know bookies are probably winning somewhere, but not to a 17 million.
No way. No.
They might, there's some bookies out there, I assume, still running shop, and congrats to them. I think we have some people we've encountered through our lives who are probably running books right now, if I had to guess. But they all know you got to stay.
Fly under the radar.
We can't be
in the thousands, not millions.
Yeah, so everybody involved in that is throwing up red flags to the feds. Okay, not obviously the bank fraud tax thing.
Right.
Like that's feds. Middleman who's moving money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all tracked. Oh, we did it in, what are those things called? Western Union. Yeah, Western Union. Nobody can track. Yep, those are cameras on them too immediately. Okay, so that's tracked. And then bookie stealing money from regulated sports books.
Yep.
And that's like just those three involved, let alone however many other people. That's like 45, hey, government, come get us at the same time. Never was going to work. I wonder when Ippei realized that. I wonder when the anxiety and stress was on Ippei so much that he knew that eventually the dog was going to catch him. Like, I do wonder if he even had that, because every time we see the videos, he's like laughing and joking with Shohei.
Yep.
It's like this guy legitimately just was, hey, whatever, $17 million, not my money, I'll keep it moving. He gave me $60,000 for some dental treatment. Dental treatment, I get teeth when I'm dead. We'll move on. It's like this dude had no conscience, seemingly, at all throughout this entire thing.
He probably thought he was good the entire time, right? Because the FBI went to the bookie first. Like, that's how they got caught. It wasn't because of Ippei or, well, I mean, it was that money or whatever, but he probably thought he was fine the entire time. And I wonder who contacted him. Was it the bookie? Like, hey, you're screwed. You're done.
Hey, this is Tiger. Remember that?
Yeah.
Voicemail?
Yep.
Yeah, that is the bookie calling after Ippei does his interview, right, for that one thing.
Right. Yeah,
in
right
Korea.
after. Yeah.
They were playing in Korea.
Yeah.
And he does his interview, and he basically is like, feel good, kumbaya, I just talked to Shohei. I wonder if during that time somebody's explaining to Shohei everything that happened, and I wonder if he's getting a text message from his bookie. Not good.
Yeah.
They know everything. And Ippei gets out of that interview, oh my God. And then Shohei goes in, this guy, I don't know any of this.
Right.
That Ippei 45 minutes there was probably just like, I'm a dead man.
Yeah, life's over.
Oh, that flight back to the United States. Just sitting
long
there,
one.
just thinking about it the whole time. God, they're gonna right when this lands, they're gonna have a bunch of agents come up.
There's a guy who should have ran.
30 years.
Yeah. Well,
30 years
That's
in
the
jail.
thing too, because they found the bookie. They raided that guy's place, so like Ippei can't even like flip on anyone. Like he has nothing to
No, he's no leverage.
He has
No.
nothing to bargain with. So it's just like
His only bargaining chip would be.
yeah, exactly. If Shohei actually was gambling and somehow that he had proof of it and he could flip on him, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So they're kind of just going to throw the letter of the law at this guy, and we'll probably never see or hear from him again.
What if Shohei once sent a text to Ippei because Ippei said something happened in like the world, and Shohei responds either in Japanese or in English, I bet you love that, you know? And Ippei's like, look at this.
See?
Yeah.
I bet you love, you see? He's not above it. Look, he said, I bet you love that. That's 15 years off, maybe. 15 years off my 30 year. I believe we are joined by, yes, okay, senior NBA insider for The Athletic, Stadium, and FanDuel TV, friend of the program. What the hell's going on in the NBA? Feels like chaos.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania.
Yeah.
Shams, how's it
Pat, I know you guys are hyped. Playoff basketball in Indianapolis, second round playoff basketball. We haven't seen this since the Paul George days.
Well,
It's a big moment for you guys.
And Caitlin Clark sold out an arena for a preseason basketball game last night.
But that's normal. That's normal. We already know.
That's not normal. This is brand new here. That was the first time in Indianapolis.
Caitlin Clark, it's going to be a given everywhere she goes.
Agreed. Shout out to the Fever getting a big win last night.
That's right. Massive.
Connor was there actually sitting courtside. Had eyes on the team, on the game, on the logistics of how we'll be attending these games.
Yep.
It was a beautiful night for the Indiana Fever, who stuck around afterwards, signed some autographs with these kids, these new fans, maybe the people that traveled hours and hours and hours to get there to watch Caitlin Clark because their daughter just got into basketball. Why? Because Caitlin Clark's there? Well, they made the local media wait 30 minutes
Can't do that.
afterwards.
Cannot do
And
that.
some of the local media were not happy. We got deadlines. You know, some of the local media do hard things, get suspended. Other local media upset that they're signing autographs for kids.
Sure.
Really doing well here.
Crushing it.
Really doing well
Good
here.
job.
Titled bunch.
It really is doing great thing. But let's not talk about the Indiana Fever era that is about to tip off next Thursday night in Indiana. Cannot wait to watch that. Let's talk about what's going on in the NBA. Patrick Beverley now has been suspended 4 games. And it was said because he threw a ball off the face of a lady who had no idea the ball was coming because he actually missed the person he was intending to throw the ball at. And then also the interaction.
Got the ball back. Whipped it again.
Hit the person he was aiming at.
Yeah.
I think that's who he was aiming at both times. He went 1 for 2, 500. Get you a Hall of Fame baseball.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Get you a Hall of Fame baseball. But in obviously the NBA gets suspended for 4 games. It wasn't just the ball throw to a woman's face though in the front row. It was also the interaction with the reporter afterwards. It kind of all went together. And how did they get to this? Was this the expected outcome? And is this normal for a media interaction to be a part of a suspension?
Yeah, a couple things. Definitely the word was that Patrick Beverley was going to get suspended. It was going to be more than just 1 game. He was suspended a few years ago in 2021, I believe, for pushing Chris Paul in the back in the last game that he played. He ends up getting suspended for one game after that series, and that suspension kicks in the following year in 21-22. So now again, if Patrick Beverley does sign with a team this offseason as a free agent, which you would assume so given his pedigree, he's going to be suspended for 4 games. So yes, part of it was a good part of it was the fact that he threw the ball into the crowd twice. So first time he throws it in, it actually hits one of the females in the head, and that is now open to a police investigation. The fact that his interaction, the incident between him and the fan, and I'm told the focus of that police investigation is around one of the females being hit in the head with the basketball, and then he gets the basketball back and whips it back at the fan that he was trying to whip it at. Shout out, that fan took it. He ate it like a champ. I believe I think he might have even caught it. Eventually, at the end of the day, he got it. So that was part of the suspension. But the other part was the post-game situation with the ESPN producer, and I have a statement from a league spokesperson right now. Patrick Beverley's behavior towards ESPN producer Melinda Adams was unacceptable, unprofessional, and failed to meet the standard that NBA players consistently meet in their interactions with the media. And so that essentially is saying that there are obligations that NBA players have with the media and how they deal with the media, and the league will take that into account. And I think the fact, the response of, you have to subscribe to my podcast. Are you subscribed to my podcast? I think that was a part of it. But then it was even, initiating the removal of that said producer from the media scrum. And I think the league factored all that in and delivered that 4-game suspension yesterday.
Okay, thank you for the statement from the league there, because obviously we asked you this morning, and it was like, is interactions with media something like, hey, subscribe to my podcast, and then the shooing away, seemingly, especially to somebody who seems like is respected by every human she's ever worked with, ever. It's a whole thing like, hey, you didn't represent the NBA in Indiana, and that is a 4-game suspension, and we don't want anybody else potentially feeling like they can treat people like this if they're representing an NBA team. That's kind of what the statement says, and how you're viewing this?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to someone else today, and the way it was described to me, it was just uncalled for. It was unacceptable. And, the aspect of responding about just subscribe to my podcast. I mean, theoretically, he could have, you could respond that way to a question, but I think it was the aspect of removal, initiating the removal from the media.
Hey, we get a lot of money from these people, the NBA. Hey, we get a lot of, the media is a vital, we have every year for training camp in the NFL, we have a media meeting where it tells you like, hey, this is just a matter of fact. Our relationship with the media is a massive piece of the business of our league. Like, there is times where you're going to have to speak when you don't want to speak. They are a crucial role of it. Some of them are terrible. This is just how it goes. It's part of the game. I assume the NBA does the same thing. Happy to hear, that the lady, though, who got hit in the face here in Indiana, sitting out of nowhere, got some justice in the NBA. If she doesn't want to press charges, and I respect the hell out of the Indianapolis police, we have great relationship with them. And there's obviously not everybody's perfect, and they've certainly made mistakes, but there's a lot of people there that are good. We shouldn't just be chasing a case in a competitive, and hopefully that'll end up happening. Let's move forward here. Pat Bev suspended 4 games by the NBA. Frank Vogel fired.
See
ya. Frank Vogel out, and in comes, go ahead, Boston.
Yeah, Shams, Mike Budenholzer kind of slid in right away already. That was pretty quick. What was the process there? And then why the hell would a guy want to go coach for the Suns if, you take a team to the playoffs and then, get fired after the first year? Like, what's the point of even taking that job if the same thing happens next year, because we all know how their cap situation is right now?
So let's start with the process. The process was, if you're going to fire a guy like Frank Vogel, you want to make sure you're able to be in position to get his replacement, and that replacement being someone that could be the caliber of Mike Budenholzer. He's probably the most accomplished head coach on the coaching market right now. When you think about, he's won a championship with Milwaukee. He's been a part of championships in San Antonio under Greg Popovich. He's obviously a multiple-time Coach of the Year award winner as well. So Mike Budenholzer, the pedigree that he brings to Phoenix, and being able to have the ability to really be an offensive guy, creativity offensively, that's a big component of all this. We spoke about it last week. The aspect of Frank Vogel being a defensive-oriented coach, and Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they need to figure out ways to maximize and optimize those 3 offensively, because they've got so much money locked in just on those 3 guys. This team paid almost $260 million for the roster and luxury tax this year. So this is a high-priced team. They want to continue to build around the big 3, and if you're going to do that, you're going to have to bring in someone that can offensively maximize them. And so they targeted Mike Budenholzer. They're having discussions with Mike Budenholzer to nail down that contract, but the plan is to hire him in the coming days. He is starting even conversations with the Devin Bookers and Kevin Durant's of the world this weekend to start the ball rolling on that relationship. But the why of it all is the talent at the end of the day. When you have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, there's not a shortage of coaches out there in the market pool that really views those three guys and really thinks, how can I turn this around? How can I go into Phoenix and turn this into a winner? Because the talent, from a talent perspective, they have guys. And it is Mike Budenholzer. He's got the pedigree. He's never lost anywhere he's been. He's won in San Antonio as an assistant. He's won as a head coach in Atlanta. He's won coach of the year. He's led a team that didn't have as much talent as this to the conference finals in Atlanta. Obviously, we know about the championship in Milwaukee. And also, it's not bad. I'm told his deal is going to approach the 8-figure range per year.
They're paying a lot of coaches.
Mike Budenholzer will also get paid a good amount to go to Phoenix.
Yeah, Ippei is just rolling money out of his pockets. You know, we need to find a winner. We need to find a winner quick. Let's go ahead and do that for the great people of Phoenix. We're running out of time, and I know there's a couple other things we want to talk about. I'm excited to see what happens with Frank Vogel going forward. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Shams, it's May 10th, and we don't know what LeBron and Bronny are doing yet. Is there any update on those two and their future for this next season?
Yeah, LeBron James still, from everything I hear, wants to play up to 2 more NBA seasons, and the assumption around the league. And obviously, the Lakers want to bring him back, and the Lakers want to be in a position where, if it is drafting Bronny in the second round, they do have interest in bringing Bronny James in as a draft pick. So Bronny James is going to start his process at some point here, either before the draft combine next week in Chicago to go work out for teams, or after the draft combine. But he has to get full clearance to go work out. Obviously, he had the heart incident before his USC tenure last summer. So Bronny James is getting back on the court. We'll see where he ends up in the draft. But LeBron James, by all accounts, I think the Lakers are in position. The Lakers are in position. Well, that's a totally different story. They're going to start interviews here shortly. Vogel? I think next week, the week after that, I would expect the Lakers to really ramp up their head coaching search. Frank Vogel was there before. I have not heard him as
he wants to get back. Come on. JJ Redick's going to get that job. Backwards hat wearing ass. JJ Redick's going to get that job.
I would look at names like Kenny Atkinson, JJ Redick. Those two names are potential as well. They had interest in Mike Budenholzer. Obviously, now he seems like he's in position there. But, I mean, even guys like David Adelman, who's an assistant coach in Denver right now.
That's not gonna work.
James Borrego, an assistant coach in New Orleans right now. They're going to have a wide net. I would expect them to interview an abundance of candidates. But LeBron James, they're going into it with the mindset of having LeBron James, building around him, building around Anthony Davis. But listen, LeBron James has until June 29th to pick up his option or not. He also will want to see what moves do the Lakers make before that option date.
All right, we appreciate the hell out of you. You're always on it. Always on it. Mm-hmm. Always handsome. Look at this guy. He's got he's got a new background, but still a great one. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Shams Charania.
Yeah, Shami.
So Bronny's going to draft if he can clear.
Yeah, probably.
LeBron's playing up to 2 years, probably with the Lakers.
David Blatt's coaching the Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers are interviewing a bunch of guys no one's ever heard of, so they can fire him eventually if they don't win the championship.
I heard JJ Redick's name.
Yeah, that's the only one that I heard.
Could be his last coach.
You know, like Kenny Atkinson.
Podcast and games. JJ and LeBron, unbeatable duo. We'll be back with hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
In an abandoned warehouse, Arthur Isaac Fischel, the world's AI authority, has summoned the Earth's most influential doofuses for an emergency meeting about the terrifying powers of artificial intelligence. Antonio Margarita, influencer from Italy. Vladimir Borobashnakovsky. Chad Speed. Jim. We catch up with them mid-dinner as Artie Fish tries his damnedest to get the influencer's attention.
Yes, that'll work. Thank you. Scram. Let's get down to brass tacks, boys. The real reason we're here. AI is it's a problem. It's going to kill us all.
It's hard to take you serious with the way your face looks right now.
mean, you look like a fucking asshole. What are you talking about?
Oh, the only thing artificial is those fucking balls you call balls.
You look absolutely absurd.
You guys don't understand. You're not listening to me, okay? I'm wearing this because AI can hear your thoughts. It can get into your brain, guys.
You ain't got no fucking brain.
Once again, struggling to take anything you say serious. My team told me I should come to this. You look like he looks like a joke.
Like an absolute jerk off.
Does this look like a joke? Huh? That's a nuclear bomb.
Nah, that's fake.
Just fucking bad man puts marbles in plastic
You
case.
need a guma, my friend.
You guys aren't listening. This right here, AI gave to me a nuclear freaking bomb. Told me the only way to save this screwed up world is to blow it up. This guy awake? Idiot.
Wake up, asswipe.
He wouldn't hit somebody with a
No, yeah, fuck.
No, don't you worry. This one is foolproof.
I doubt it.
I brought it here, boys. Not just for show.
What?
But because I'm gonna blow up the world right now!
Holy shit! That's Jack Carr!
Turns out that was an actual nuclear bomb. Arthur Isaac Fischel was going to blow the entire world up, and Jack Carr saved us all. It was his actual first shot. And Artie Fish is actually dead. Forever. Thank the Lord that Jack Carr sensed trouble. Hell yeah, Jack Carr. Hell yeah.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, Ippei. Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, May 10th, 2024. Hour 2 of the sports program starts now. Sports are wonderful, and we are lucky to be the sports stooges that you spend your afternoons or evenings or mornings with whenever you decide to allow us to penetrate your ears and eyes for a reason that we still don't fully understand. But the time in which we're in right now, although it's not football season, let's not get it twisted.
Yep.
And I didn't hear Austin Rivers say that.
He didn't.
The time we're in right now is majestic. Because not only is the NBA and the NHL holding up every single night, awesome. At least one game a night is electric. One game is a good one. There's been overtime multiple nights in a row. There's been 3 goal comebacks in the NHL. There's been 10-point, 20-point swings in the NBA every single night. But let's never forget that the reason why this time of year is so awesome is because Mother's Day is on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. Well said.
Can't wait.
Well said.
Never forget it.
So pumped for it.
We talked about it yesterday. Mother's Day is Sunday, Thursday, May 9th was the name of yesterday. Today, obviously, Feel Good Friday, May 10th. But what we need to remember is on Sunday, it's not about us at all. It's about the effort in which we show to say thanks to those that have given birth. We appreciate you, Mom.
Hell yeah. Thank you, moms.
Thank you, moms. All the moms. My mom, I'd like to thank a little bit more.
Sure. Okay.
And then my wife, who is the mom of my daughter, I'd like to thank her obviously a little bit more. but would like to thank all of mom.
Of course.
And a happy Mother's Day. Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Con, man, have we figured out what that shirt is 2 days before Mother's Day?
It's a dog. It's an Australian Shepherd, I believe. He's going to tell
See
everybody
that?
it's a panda. It is not a panda.
He was lying about it not being a dog so that he could continue to perpetuate his pandas are propaganda theory that he's been bullshitting this entire time.
Absolutely.
No. Look, I saw some other people as well think that it's a dog. My own pop thought that it was a dog, but no, this is a panda. You can see the snot on this thing, and I think that the fact that there's even a debate whether this is a panda or a dog right now just furthermore proves that pandas are not real, because you can't even discern the difference between a dog and a panda, and you should be able to, because one's supposed to be a bear and one's supposed to be a dog. And I guess
but wolves and dogs are confused all the time. There's two different animals.
Sure, absolutely, but
those are dog eyes.
Those are puppy dog eyes.
Yeah,
AKA panda eyes.
Boom.
I don't know what you want.
That's the Australian Shepherd right there.
But exactly. Look how much more white there is around these eyes.
Well, not always the exact same. It's not like a corgi.
Well, I mean, pandas are all the exact same. Sorry that some dogs look like pandas, or do some pandas look like dogs? See, now all of a sudden you guys don't even know.
Anyways, let's move along. We've had a wonderful wildlife week.
We have.
It has been Wildlife Week.
It has been. Educational program.
We didn't know.
Pandas, maybe sometimes, are actual dogs painted to look like pandas in actual zoos.
Or all.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Or all.
Sometimes there's humans that dress up like pandas to, help the younger pandas feel more comfortable that it's not a human, it's a panda. Not all pandas are humans. But we did learn about turtles being racist.
Yep.
Can't change. We got to remember that going forward. And we also learned that, there's some dogs over there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Russell Wilson, what a beast. You are now the owner of the dorsal fin football, one half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys Tone Diggs. Congratulations. Did you steal this off of Ty's desk? How did you get the dorsal fin football over to your setup over there?
Do you want me to say what actually happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ty said, I'm done with this thing. Okay?
I did.
And he almost just threw it on the ground back here. And I said, give me the dorsal fin. That is now my cross to bear. Okay? I will take responsibility for the dorsal fin. I will take responsibility for Russell Wilson, whatever happens this season with him. Okay? That is now my cross to bear. I accept all responsibilities for what he does.
Okay.
All of them? Whether they be...
Do you know how to calibrate it?
Do I know how to calibrate it?
Just
I've sat next to this man,
That's a big part of
basically the inventor of the calibration, and I have studied under his.
For those that don't know, that ball right there that's orange on the corner of his desk is the worst football ever created.
Yes.
It's Russell Wilson's football.
It is.
First series. The second one, much better, we think, from looking at it. It's impossible to catch. It doesn't throw anywhere near where you think it's going to go. But I'll tell you what, if you get up in a wind stream or a jet stream, it can go.
Yes.
It can really, really go. That's why anytime it is used for aiming at something here for a giveaway, it's always like, all right, we'll give 1,000 people $500 because it's literally like you're just throwing a scratch off into the sky.
Exactly.
That is what that ball is. But the thing about it on the other end, if you were to be able to throw it to somebody to catch it, you can't catch it because there's knives on the back end of it.
Yes.
And
it's as hard as a brick.
Yeah, these are Shintaki knife metal, actually.
Okay. I appreciate the actual exacts of it. It is as if you're training like Aaron Donald with knives with that football. So now, Russell Wilson's your quarterback. It's your ball.
I also took the 10 out of 10 minted rookie Justin Fields card from Zeet. That is also now my cross to bear as well. A lot of money. Wow. There's a lot.
So if that dorsal fin does bad, you're moving that thing center stage.
Yeah. There's a lot of weight on my shoulders this upcoming season with a lot on the line.
Have you said things about either of them in the past?
No.
Not negative.
Not negative. Yeah. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Never. So if something happens, there isn't going to be any. Hey, you remember when you said this happening this season?
I never said that.
A lot of Pittsburgh people kind of super juiced about Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
Should be.
I think so too.
It's kind of like Kenny Pickett in the preseason last year.
You remember?
You mean Super Bowl? Or you mean when 7 was back on?
Maybe you should worry about your own team right now, okay?
Oh, MCDC missing rookie minicamp for personal reasons. We hope everything's okay.
I love you, MCDC.
We do.
Legitimately, keeping MCDC away from an actual camp of football, we assume this is something gigantic.
Yeah.
We're going to hope it's for a positive reason, even though, that's not everybody's natural inclination. MCDC, we hope everything's all right.
Love you, pal.
Good luck, man.
Good luck, man. Right here, man.
Douche.
Joining us now is a man who's in an attic in Ohio. I'll tell you what, he's fantastic. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. And ladies and gentlemen, this guy, president of Ohio. I think it's even on his Wikipedia.
Wow.
Okay.
AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Hawker.
Yeah.
That cut, man.
How are you, Hawker?
Hey, is Big Baby the most positive person on the planet?
I think,
should be an inspirational speaker for real. Okay, no matter what your circumstances, it's how you respond. How do I react to whatever's going on around me?
Yeah, the silver lining in going to jail is the fact that you can't eat good, so you're maybe not fat anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is...
He's going to be Dwayne Johnson, right, when he comes out? Is that what he said?
So I'm going to get jacked. I'm going to get so jacked.
Jack, baby.
And then he ended that video, that particular clip. I didn't see the entire live. I just saw that clip hit the internet, obviously, because of what was said in it. That's going to hit the internet, and that's going to go a long time. And a lot of different subsects of Twitter are now running that, and it's certainly something. But you're right. Immediately upon finding out he's going to jail for 3.5 years.
It's a long time. Long time.
You're in college for about that amount.
Exactly.
How much money did he get? Because he had to take a ton of money to get that many years, right?
So from what we read, 22 people involved, 18 players. We'd assume there'd be some doctors that are writing fake things involved as well, and maybe some other people maybe unaffiliated to the entire thing. $5 million. So if it's $5 million amongst the entire 22 people, it's like 3.5 years. Holy shit. That feels like a lot of, can we find this guy? Can we pay back more? Can you tax him? Can you say, oh, that's funny. You now owe us this. And if you're not able to get that money back, then you go to jail. But just like 3.5, I think it's because of the Popeyes chicken, private plane,
flex,
briefcase flex thing. I think that's potentially maybe a part of it. But is that even allowed to be used in court? I don't know. And it's like, to your point, though, super positive.
Yeah.
Super positive somehow in the middle of it all.
The tweet that came out made it seem like he was the ringleader. Like he was the one that kind of spearheaded this whole thing. So I wonder if it's like, hey, you're the brains behind this operation. Somebody's got to pay. It's going to be you.
Okay, so he's obviously made some massive shots for Celtics.
Oh, yeah. Legend.
He's an eternal optimist, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he's the ringleader of this entire thing, good leadership qualities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good leadership. Can make guys do whatever.
Yeah. Organizational skills.
Organizational skills. Logistics had to be right for at least 22 people.
Yep.
Smart.
Yeah, business sense.
Now, the only thing that was dumb, and it's very, very dumb, and I think we need situations like this to happen publicly for everybody to be reminded where we are technology-wise. And, yeah, we have it in our phones. The government has it, too. So, we're at a stage where you think you can get away with something, you can't. You're not. Like, that is a real conversation that seemingly needs to happen. Now, there's always going to be people that think they're untouchable.
Sure, of course.
And there's always going to be people that think they can get around it and they can outsmart it. But this is just another nice reminder of like, hey, when it's money involved, fraud, insurance, league, they're going to find you and they're going to get you. 3.5 years.
It's a long time.
That's so long in jail.
Is anyone else serving any time or just him?
Bruce just sent in. I don't know if is this the same thing? There's a guy who played for the Nets. Terrence Williams is going for 10 years.
Oh shit!
Okay.
For the same thing?
Right. He orchestrated the.
Okay, let's get back to this. A person is joining us now that obviously has 45 businesses. Okay, and I think they're all successful.
Yep.
And the reason is because the way he went about doing his job, I assume ever since he was in high school through now, is one of almost a robotic work ethic, an incredibly affable personality, leadership qualities that not a lot of humans are born with, and a southern accent that everybody has to listen to what he's saying so you get good people paying attention. Ladies and gentlemen, not only a Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champion multiple times, the founder and owner of Omaha Productions that is slaughtering everything in sports media. Ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton.
How are you?
I mean, whenever I'm having a tough day, I need to come on this show just to hear Pat's intro. I mean, it brightens my day every single time.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. You've obviously done a lot for me. Look at the show. If I'm never a teammate with you, this shit doesn't happen. I understand that, and I will always be grateful and appreciative of that. But let's talk about the newest thing that you guys have created. And whenever we found out about it during the women's season, towards the end of it, we thought, wow, this is incredible because of all the magic that happened. Full Court Press, a behind-the-scenes look at the women's college basketball season through the eyes of all the stars, including Barbosa and Caitlin Clark, and obviously Bluter's in there out of Iowa, and Dawn Staley, and the girl from UCLA.
Kiki Rice.
Kiki Rice. And we got real footage. We're at holidays, we're at practices, we're behind the scenes. Congratulations, this is huge. How did it come together, and what are your expectations of the people's reactions?
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Yeah, it's called Full Court Press. It opens tomorrow on ABC, episodes 1 and 2 from 1 to 3 Eastern, and then 3 and 4 on Sunday from 12:30 to 2:30 Eastern. Look, we did the quarterback show with Patrick Mahomes, Cousins, Marcus, and we were kind of doing the editing for that, Pat, in the spring of 23, and we said, hey, women's college basketball is about to hit a new peak. Should we try to do this in another sport? And obviously, Caitlin Clark's kind of where it started. I did a Zoom with her, kind of talked about the idea for her. She was on board, and we found these things are better when you have multiple players, right? Not just focused on one single player. Caitlin actually wanted to have other players in it as opposed just to focus on her. So we got Camila Cordoza, we got Kiki Rice. It's 3 different players, 3 different schools, 3 different backgrounds, 3 stories. And it's just been fascinating to go behind the ropes, Pat, just like we did in quarterback, to see what these women go through, the sacrifices they make, the hard work they put in to achieve their goals and their dreams. We got unprecedented access, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Perfect timing for it for me personally, and I feel like a lot of people we have, and we're not saying we're right for this, okay? We are not saying we're right, but we are open about it. In the last 2 years, we have fallen in love with women's college basketball. And it was because the March Madness that happened, not this past one, the one before, like all the storylines were awesome. Like this LSU team storyline, Iowa with Caitlin, South Carolina, this USC it's like the storylines were awesome. So then this past season, obviously we paid attention with Caitlin Clark selling out every arena and ratings through the roof. It's perfect timing for a lot of us newcomers to basically get a chance to learn about how these ladies got here. Because every time like Kelsey Plum comes on, Caitlin comes on, I'm like, hey, we hear the stories about like Kobe, rest in peace, obviously Mamba mentality. We hear the stories. How many shots a day are you putting up? Like because to get to that point at that stage, the amount of work, and I'm excited that you guys are going to showcase that so that like all of us that are new to the sport can learn some quick history behind it all. Is that a part of it, Peyton? And is that because obviously you were that way where it was like, we're taking 1,000 reps before we're getting in there. Is that part of the showcase of what we're going to see here on Full Court Press?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these girls didn't just show up and all of a sudden become great players. Caitlin played on boys' teams growing up as a kid. Her parents, put her on boys' teams, and so she learned to be competitive. She was dominating against boys. She was beating up on her brothers a little bit, if you will, and that just kind of fed that competitive drive in her. Camila, grew up in Brazil. Her mother sold spices on the street. The fact that she, moved as a teenager to the States, she starts out at Syracuse, transfers to South Carolina. Her journey's incredible. Her mom got to see her play for the first time in the United States on senior night at South Carolina. Kiki Rice's dad played at played at Yale. She went to kind of a great academic school in D.C., not really known for sports. And all of a sudden they realized, wow, this girl's pretty special. She and her dad kind of put in the time and the work. She goes to UCLA, part of this incredible recruiting class. Watch out for the UCLA Bruins next year in women's college basketball. So you see the behind the scenes.
Wait a minute. Okay. We got recruiting analysis going on here too. I love this. Go ahead, AJ. I love it.
Peyton, do you ever wish now that you may have had a film crew follow you around for maybe one season during your career? I know at the time, I'm sure you would not want it, but looking back now, that could be something you could show your kids.
Absolutely. It's a great question, AJ, because I was approached a couple times and I just didn't really understand it. I probably didn't trust the people that were kind of pitching me because I felt like, are you going to have my back? Are you just going to try to use all the stuff they're going to make a good show, but might, put our team in a bad spot? Are you going to be a distraction to the team? And those are all fair questions that we still get asked. But the fact that we did quarterback that first year and Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl and wins the MVP of the league, it's been easier to pitch these things now, AJ, because I guarantee if one of you does this, you will win a national championship. And Cardoza does that. Caitlin Clark was the first pick of the draft. Kiki Rice had a great season. So
here we go.
Yes.
Felt like I started out on the right note, but I do wish that I had more of my Colts career probably documented behind the scenes to show my kids, to show my grandkids one day. And that's kind of my pitch to these young women. Make this a memento to show to your kids one day what you used to do, how hard you used to work. And we appreciate these young women giving us the access and kind of trusting us. And look, I've seen all 4 episodes. They are incredible people, and they're incredible athletes as well.
That's great for the sport. It's good for sports media. It's good for sports as a whole. Like, we appreciate it because obviously you pitching these things, I don't want to say much more likely to get done, but much more likely to get done than probably maybe anybody else on earth. So, like, you creating these things for us as sports fans to watch and to be a part of is really cool, too. We appreciate you spending your, and I said robotic work ethic, but let's say your hyper focus on building this type of shit. We made a graphic of all the things that we could find that you've been a part of.
Jesus.
Look at this, dude. Hey, I understand you're great at football, okay?
Sure.
We're all very lucky to be your teammate, and everybody watching you play football is lucky. But what you have done since retirement is like Hall of Fame worthy in like the media world, and you're still just very young in the game. Keep killing it for all of us in this stuff.
Hell yeah.
Please, keep going.
I appreciate it. It's been fun, Pat, to kind of be sort of, maybe to use a cheesy football analogy, kind of the offensive coordinator in the press box, right? I don't have to be sort of the quarterback on the field, and to kind of be behind the scenes and make calls to Caitlin Clark and make calls to Patrick Mahomes and be a part of these shows and to see them come to fruition and to see this show debut on ABC, kind of in prime time this weekend. I feel like I'm more proud of the shows that I'm not physically in as opposed to the ones that I am in. And it's just been fun to be a part of that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine the voice memos you're sending to these people. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine what they are. Last question here about another thing you have cooking for the fall. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Peyton, it was either announced or confirmed that Bill Belichick is going to join you and Eli on the Manning cast. And we got a chance to spend a couple days around Bill for the draft this year, and he obviously crushed it. Was incredible. Have you thought at all about how those interactions or how that process is going to go? And are you considering giving him shit the same way that you give Eli shit on Manningcast?
Well, it was an easy pitch to Bill because I said, Bill, we want you to come on. And look, we love to go behind the ropes on the defensive side as to kind of what the Eagles are going to have to do to stop Patrick Mahomes, right? And if you ever run out of things to say, just make fun of Eli, right? That's always sort of a time filler. And Bill doesn't like Eli, right? We all know that. 2 Super Bowls. So just a match made in heaven. But no, that's the idea, is the Bill is going to be a permanent guest on every Manningcast show early in the game, probably the first quarter, to kind of take people behind the ropes as to what this defense has to do or what the quarterback's challenges are. Look, Tom Brady used to always tell me he would sit down with Belichick on Monday or Tuesday to start the week, and Bill would kind of tell Tom, let me tell you the basis of this defense. Here's the D coordinator. Here's his history. Here's what they're being taught, Tom. So here's what you need to try to do to overcome, the holes in those defenses, right? Tony Dungy did that with me when I played for the Colts, Pat. So I can't tell you the advantage to having a defensive coach to take the quarterback behind the ropes on that defense. It made me a better quarterback. So Bill's going to do that. I think the audience is going to be fascinated how smart he is. Look, you guys saw how witty he is. I watched the draft show you guys did. It was awesome. He's quick-witted. He's funny. And like I said, he's just brilliant when it comes to defense and offense, right? I mean, the guy can flat out coach. I really think Bill, deep down all these years, would have just preferred to have been the linebackers coach and just coach football, right? Okay, I'll be the head coach. I understand that. But he's so good at just coaching ball. Nick Saban's the same way. I think Nick wanted to be the secondary coach deep down all along. I'll be the head coach. But those guys never got away from coaching and the positions. And I think that's what makes them such great coaches. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. AJ, quick quick Pat McAfee story, just to segue a little bit. Pat ran the auction at the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital fundraiser. A lot of you guys were there. You know, it's hard to tell a talented guy not to say something, right? Like, you can't tell him, hey, don't cuss or don't say that, right? I remember one time I was at the ESPYs and they told Will Ferrell not to make fun of John Elway's teeth. Well, he made 3 jokes about John Elway's teeth, right? So can't tell him that. So I don't say anything to Pat. He gets up there for the auction, blue collar Indianapolis, doctors, community Indianapolis. Pat says, how lucky are we to live in the greatest city in America? Crowd goes crazy. They go wild. He says, hey, listen, my wife and I had our first child. Our child had some health issues. We brought him here to this hospital. You people saved my child's life. Now people are crying, right? I mean, he has them on his fingertips, right? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, where is this going? He goes, now get your effing wallets out and let's raise some effing money. And the crowd goes crazy. And we more money than we've ever had in the history of the event. I've never seen a more beautiful introduction. Kudos to you, Pat.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate the internet turning off immediately upon the compliment. But thank you. I was lucky to be there, man. That was a cool event. You've done so many amazing things for this city. You know, everybody sees the statue downtown and they're like, oh, that's because of how good he was on the field. It's like, guy's got a children's hospital here. Like, like his name is on a children's hospital here in Indianapolis. The amount of effect that you have had and still have here is a great one. I was lucky to be there. My wife was pumped. She got to get all dressed up. You know, not a lot of to-dos that we get to go to. The boys were there. You're doing great things, man. I'm lucky to be a part of it. So anytime you need me to swear at one of these super high-class society events, you got it, pal. I swore at Disney up front last year. I mean,
I was there for that. I saw that. That was special also.
Yeah, well, and I don't mean to. It's just, you know, hey, excited. Are we trying to do this or not? Ooh. We appreciate you. We can't wait to watch Full Court Press debuting tomorrow on ABC.
Tomorrow, ABC, 1 o'clock Eastern, episodes 1 and 2.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Actually, was a good time.
And the interview you guys did, you, Parker, and Peyton up there too.
Oh yeah, then he broke that he and George Strait are doing Texas A&M Field.
Yeah, on his birthday.
Didn't you out that? Didn't you publicly say that before it was official?
No. Whoa.
Parker did.
Peyton did.
No.
Peyton did.
Peyton.
The sheriff.
That's good promo. Great promo.
I wasn't a part of all the preparation for this entire thing, you know, which is potentially a lot of stuff that isn't our business, you know, that I do. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I'm not there for all of it. Like game day, I get to go to the production meetings, which is awesome. So I know exactly what's coming. But a lot of things, it's just like I'm learning as the whole
wrestling.
Bingo. Yeah, like I'm learning as everybody else.
You're a fan watching it, just like us.
Not only wrestling, but like if I go talk at something or I'm doing, it's like I am learning how this is going in the moment as we are doing that. Yeah. So in the middle of that interview, whenever he drops that he's doing the George Strait show, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, all right, so we're talking about this. So pumped. I'm like, yeah, you're doing the show. And then he says, well, that hasn't been announced yet. I'm like, well, it should be. I mean, this is. So then I gas it up, obviously, a little bit in the moment. But I guess that could have been quite a problem.
Yeah, Peyton immediately was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No one say that if you leave this room." Like he was not happy that he let that slip.
They raised, I forget how much money. I think it's like $50
million. What would the city be like if Peyton was never drafted by the Colts? What would Indianapolis be right now?
So it'd be racing. I think racing city still, and there'd be some. I think football people out here, so I think there would be some Colts fans. Pacers would still be, I think.
But it's just, don't you think it shows you the impact that one draft pick can have, like one franchise quarterback, what they could do?
Now that entire era, like Jeff Saturday's still on billboards around here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like Gary Brackett, like there's an entire group there that like Reggie Wayne is coaching right now. Like there's an entire. Dallas Clark could come back and start a business here if he wanted to.
Freeney. Edge.
Dwight Freeney going into Hall of Fame this year. That entire group there are obviously very welcomed anywhere in Indianapolis. But yeah, it is just like the guy that came though and told Bill Polian like, I'm interviewing you at the Combine. You're not interviewing me in this entire thing. And there was still a conversation about like, is it Ryan Leaf or is it Peyton and all that type of stuff. Who was the writer? The guy that got high in Vegas?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson. Didn't he write a letter to Jim Irsay?
Yeah.
Saying, hey, this Peyton boy, I don't think so. This Ryan Leaf kid is the real deal to Jim Irsay. Wrote a letter to him as he's in the middle of trying to figure that entire thing out. So there was real debate on who to do. And then Peyton comes to Indianapolis, and this is a football town. I mean, that is just how it goes, and it's a beautiful thing. And I was very lucky to be his teammate. I mean, Jesus. He put me on basically everything. I mean, he was very cool to me. Way too nice to me.
Great team.
I think it was because I could chug a beer fast. He'll tell you that too.
That helps.
That was how I turned his head first time. What was that? I ain't never seen beer.
Do that again.
That was good. Morgantown. Thank you, Morgantown.
Yeah. Shout out.
Thank you, Morgantown, West Virginia, for setting me up. And thank you to WVU for preparing me for a friendship with maybe one of the greatest television producers in the history of the world whenever I'm in the television business.
Maybe where you honed your skills? Okay. That started at PHS, brother.
Yeah, I was chugging pitchers in high school. Beer and Red Bull.
Oh,
that'll play.
Great comp.
In one pitcher? In a pitcher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Bull vodka pitchers I've heard of, not beer and Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't know.
Delicious.
It was a great decision. I mean, it didn't taste too bad. And also, obviously.
Yeah, get you going.
I'm going to try it tonight.
Don't.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to.
Do
That's
it
like
was great because beer's a downer and Red Bull just kind of
He's 21.
It's like you're drinking water.
No. These are doing these things. No, it's not.
No, it evens it out. So it's
get weird.
Water.
No.
It's got no.
Let's get wild, brother.
Remember, this is an educational program. This is not. You should not be doing this.
It's educational. That's why I need to test
the amount of Red Bull vodkas I drank in a series of my life, buddy.
Never again.
Can't do that.
They still around? Are those still? They're still a thing?
Brother, they're still around. Don't you worry.
There should not be though.
Good.
Hey, that one's getting you.
Oh yeah.
They're you know what
time.
they say. I've never experienced somebody having it happen to them, and I'm probably on deck potentially. But boy, once you start seeing those videos of what the science is doing, it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop doing that. I think I'm gonna stop drinking those things.
They would too. I mean, kids, you buying a full pitcher of Red Bull vodka and drinking one of those and finish it, and then going and getting another and winding up like 40 miles from where your house is.
Like, Four Locos too. You're right. The original Four Loko, they just let those out into the wild.
Yeah, gasoline. You buy the gas stations.
They were just letting people out in the wild like that. Nick was a whole new human. I've said it numerous times. Yeah. There was Four Loko Nick era. Boy, you guys should have seen this guy.
I wish.
He was on the bar, Like I would come back. And normally, I am an excitable person. So if things happen, I'm doing this. Nick is certainly a person that enjoys having a good time, but not as outwardly is he doing this. This guy's on the bar. This guy's leading the square dance at the country bar that we were walking into. I'm like, what is this? They're like, oh, this is Four Loko. Yeah. I'm like,
Blue Raz.
Shit.
Hey, weird things happen when you can black out for $5,
Amen.
Hey, very dangerous what was going on with those. I'm happy they kind of righted the ship there.
I mean, kind of a bummer, but.
Dude, I'm telling you, you don't need it.
No.
You don't need it. Those times were wild.
I mean, just think about the generation we're dealing with right now. There's a chance that if they have Four Locos injected into their blood when they're 18, that they aren't the same as what they are now.
No, there's a lot of different things that were different in our era versus this era. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Think about those kids that went through high school in COVID.
Oh, my God.
At their house?
Terrible.
So at my house, we had one computer, obviously. Dial-up internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Me and my brother would have been splitting that screen.
I did not know.
That would have been impossible.
How
it actually
you would have to rotate times,
impossible.
or who knows? Yeah.
So sometimes
with dial-up, it can't do with dial-up anyway.
So just think about that. That was like
back in the day.
For how many years was there? Like just that one little, like the amount of that's a wild thing that they were just kind of.
Also, just the assumption that like not everyone has a computer.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we even in tight quarters too? You're locked in house. Tight quarters for you're doing like a
how you gonna pay attention? Yeah, how you gonna pay attention when you have 4 or 5 siblings too, like trying to figure everything out at the same time.
So like these, I don't want to say kids because obviously they're adults and they'll be treated as such for what they're doing. But the like they're a different. That is a whole different world. I couldn't even an entire generation. Pretty much that happened.
So my sister was a senior in high school when COVID happened. So what they had to do for a lot of it was because of the teachers. Really, it wasn't as much the kids. It would be like an every other day. So like on Tuesdays she would have A, B, and C class, and then Thursdays she would have D, E, F class, if that makes sense. Or Monday.
How many hours are we in front of a computer?
I believe it was 6
full
to 8.
School day.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
Oh my God! Think about that.
Yeah.
And then let alone like in between classes when you're socializing.
Yeah.
And like meeting people.
Yeah, that just completely
missed a couple years of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Year and a half at least, right?
I mean, all those senior year events that you look forward to and you watch kids do, they didn't get to do any of those. No prom, no nothing of that.
Yeah, as a development, you
exactly.
think that would potentially be. Hey, we're pulling for you. You'll figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Figure it out.
They deserve it.
For
They deserve it. It was crazy that it happened, obviously. Happy we survived. Happy we survived. Took out a lot of people. Anyways, moving on. There is a sport that has survived somehow.
That's right.
Hasn't it?
Thrive.
No idea.
Thriving, yeah.
Thrive.
You could argue it's thriving right now.
Yeah.
Because Skenes.
We're in the middle of a thrive time.
Yeah, we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of baseball from the Mayor's Office podcast and also the MLB Network, Yinzer, MLB legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Casey.
Let's go. Hey, boys, keep getting on Pat. Make sure he's a baseball fan. We're going to turn him soon, baby. We're going to turn him soon.
Hey, if Bryce Harper continues to be as handsome as he is, as strong as he is, and it keeps hitting as many dongs as he keeps hitting, you might get me for the last 50 games.
Whoa.
That's more of a commitment than any other league that I've ever given in my entire life. I'll give you 50 games at the end of this thing, but we're a little bit early. Let's talk about some of these storylines, more specifically in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As this jersey is now a collector's item.
That's right.
This jersey is now
Whoa.
No, it's okay.
Whoa.
It is a jersey. It is a jersey.
The name on the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Name on the front, they should maybe think about.
Mystic Dan's, it said. Mystic Dan's.
Okay.
Mystic Dan's. Anyways, Paul Skenes is debuting for the Pittsburgh Pirates this weekend. We just sent him a T-shirt that he enjoyed that Boston Connor had on whenever he came through here. We got a chance to talk to him. This dude's all ball all the time. Wants to be great, wants to pitch forever, knows that he has a special talent, and he has only started very recently throwing a hundo on a regular basis, so it feels like his arm is very young and alive. Former catcher, actually, turned into a pitcher. How do we think he's going to do in his debut? Why did it take so long to get him up to the majors? And what are your thoughts on him as a whole, Mayor?
Oh, man. Well, Pat, man, being from the Berg and being out here, this place is so excited for Paul Skenes' arrival tomorrow afternoon against the Cubs. I mean, this is a once-in-a-generational pitcher. I think when the Pirates looked at this draft, they said, Dylan Cruz was kind of sitting there. It was an outfielder for LSU. And after watching Skenes, they were saying, this guy's one of one. So how he dominated AAA this last month and a half really just ran through it. I thought should have been up here sooner, but at the end of the day, he's here early May. But I mean, when you look at Steven Strasburg back in 2010, people were so excited about him making the big leagues, and he made an unbelievable debut. I believe he punched out 14 against the Buccos. Wow. But Paul Skenes, man, this guy's a 5-pitch mix. He sits at 99.9 miles an hour, can throw up to 102, maybe 103. He's got a new pitch he's throwing through called the splinker. Right? It's the split. It's the slinker, the slider, and the splitter. I believe that he added to AAA, which is absolutely filthy.
Sinker?
Yeah, I think he calls it the splinker, the split and sinker combo. So I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. This guy is going to have an incredible career, and I think tomorrow we're going to see what the hype's all about.
Okay. I can't wait to watch. Neither can Tone Diggs of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Mayor, I was just looking at Rookie of the Year odds in the NL, and, Skenes is at like 6th or 7th, but also other Bucco, part of the Hundo boys, Jared Jones is 3rd in the NL Rookie Year voting. Is when you get two pitchers like this, can you expect the Buccos to turn around if they do anything correct in the front office?
Tone, I believe, man. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you win on the bump, right? And Jared Jones has been super nasty. I mean, he's throwing 100, and he's been dominant all year long. Mitch Keller the other day threw a complete game, which was huge. But you win with three-headed monsters. You bring Skenes in, all of a sudden he's your ace. He's your number one. Those guys are going to keep the Buccos in the game. I think the big thing with the Pirates this year has been that they haven't swung the bat. So we're kind of waiting for O'Neill. O'Neal Cruz to break out and Sawinski and these guys, but they're going to pitch it. These guys are next level right now in this rotation.
Are you going to go hit coach for him?
Yeah.
Ooh. No. If he's going anywhere, he's coming back to the Yankees.
No,
Tell
he's
him,
already
Mayor.
in the city.
You guys were talking shit. You guys were talking shit. You guys were talking shit.
Come on, Mayor. We need you, Mayor.
No. I was wrong. Okay. I thought Mayor was just in there because of him and Aaron Boone's relationship, and then you know what the Mayor did? He changed Anthony Volpe's swing, and he's a completely different guy this year. And that's why part of the reason why the Yanks have been so goddamn good.
Okay, well, let's talk about you coming to the Pirates being the hitting coach, because I'm hearing one of the Hundo boys has been pitching well, but nobody can.
Jared Jones is an absolute. He's been unbelievable, but he's gotten.
What are we, the Angels?
They 0 run production,
but worse.
All right, well, let's figure that out. Speaking of figuring something out, feels like this guy has. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, the Mayor. First of all, I would just like to say, again, what you've done for the Yankees. I mean, this is a completely different team last year, and I believe that is just because your presence is still lingering in the clubhouse. But anyway, Shohei is you got it. Shohei is off to an absolute tear again this year. Who knows if he keeps up this pace? Obviously, he's probably going to win the MVP. When all this Ippei Mitsuhara stuff is coming out, like, how much do you think that's I guess it's not factoring into Shohei now because he's basically been exonerated of any wrongdoing. But can you remember, like, is there any crazier story that's come out of baseball in the last, 50 years outside of steroids than what's going on with Shohei and Ippei Mitsuhara?
I think the one you probably think back to Pete Rose being such a superstar, and anytime gambling's involved, it just makes you nervous. But I think the one thing with Ohtani is exonerated from all this from everything out there. The bottom line is, he was really extorted and robbed.
Victim. He was preyed upon, dude. He was preyed upon.
Exactly. Yeah. It turns out he actually was preyed upon and actually lost a ton of money. So I think the great thing is, because of that, we're able to turn the page and look at Ohtani now as, oh my gosh, this guy actually is the best hitter in baseball. I mean, what he's doing, having over 1,100 OPS, hitting close to 360, 370 all year with damage numbers throughout, just balls to dead center, left center, right center. You bring in a lefty to face him, bam. You bring in a nasty righty, wham, left center. It's just incredible what he's doing. So the fact that we can focus on Ohtani being the best hitter in the game has been pretty awesome.
Hell yeah. Best baseball player ever, potentially, when it's all said and done. That's why this was such a bummer. Right. That's why this was all such a bummer and a shock, I think, whenever it was coming out. And also why I think anybody that just jumped to the assumption that he would be a guy that would just throw away everything, Like that was an interesting, because there were some people that probably they're like, nah, it's Shohei. It wasn't Ippei Mitsuhara, even though they'll be shown evidence and the government will say, like, no, we actually tracked it with video. We did this whole thing. There'll still be people. It's like, from everything we know about Shohei, why would he loves baseball, right? Like, this dude is obsessed with baseball, loves it, wants to be the greatest too, right?
Yeah, he's obsessed with it, and he loves baseball. And I think you're right, Pat, what you said there. Like, once the FBI gets involved, it would have to be the ultimate cover-up for this to be not true, the fact that, for what happened. So at the end of the day, we're looking at a guy that loves baseball, is at a skill set that we've never seen before. We've never seen a guy that can throw 100 miles an hour, pitch the way he does, and then be literally the best hitter in the game right now. So we've never seen this skill set, and Ohtani wants to be the best, and it's exciting that we get a chance to see him out there in L.A. doing it every night.
Yeah, it's a shame Paul Skenes about to come in and steal show.
Yep, that's right.
He's got that mustache.
Yeah, he does.
Got that mustache.
Great.
Got that great mustache.
What
if is there a chance he looks like he did in the minors here whenever he gets up to the big leagues?
I think so. I really do, man, because his stuff plays at the big league level too. And usually in the minors, you're close to what you're going to be in the big leagues. If you're dominating the minors, you got a good shot to dominate in the big leagues. And this stuff, that's the thing. I've faced guys like Randy Johnson or Billy Wagner, guys with elite stuff. Man, it's a different ball game. I mean, it's a very frustrating at bats. A guy that has a 5-pitch mix like he does, this is not going to be an easy task for the Cubs or anybody that faces him.
Willie Wagner is a dog.
Billy Wagner is a dog. Yeah, he plays in a shitty division too, which certainly helps.
Go ahead, AJ. Jeez.
Hey, Sean, you keep mentioning this 5-pitch mix that Skenes has. Is that kind of what separates him? We know the stature, he's huge. It's got to be intimidating for batters to get in there.
Ass.
He throws so hard, but
huge.
I know in the majors the hitters are so good you have to have a compliment to that. And he throws so hard consistently. Like, what is it that keeps separating him? And like you said, will this continue in this dominance in the majors?
Yeah, AJ, you're right, dude. These guys hit velo up there, man. You know, at the end of the day, you could get a bazooka and just launch this thing 140, and they're going to time it up at some point. Like, you have to be able to pitch. And I think that's one thing about Skenes. When you look at him, you know, he has the fastball that he throws at almost 100 miles an hour. He has that splinker that we were talking about, split sinker mix. He has a nasty curveball, and he has got a great changeup. And I'll tell you what, when you face guys with good velo in the big leagues that can throw a good changeup, that have the curveball changeup combo, it's all about deception. You know, as a pitcher, you're looking for deception against the hitters. So for a guy that throws that hard, you have to respect that fastball as a hitter. And if you can drop a curveball and a changeup on me, and they're on, you're in for a long day as a hitter.
Big baseball program here on this Feel Good Friday, mate. Look at us. We're doing baseball.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Aren't we right now? We're doing baseball. Paul Skenes, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Can't
welcome
wait.
To the show, brother.
Welcome to Thunderdome. Welcome to the show. He has as you talked about his size, he is a fat ass.
Big caboose.
This guy has a huge ass. And I think, like, just by seeing him sitting here, he's got a lot more room to go. Weight room wise too, which I assume will only happen. He is a strappingly large. He's huge. This guy is a monster and still can grow, I think. And I think he's going to. Is that true, or is he like at his peak right now? What are we talking?
Dude, he's 21 years old, 6'6", 240 with a big caboose. I think this guy has a chance to throw 105. I honestly do. I think he's only going to get stronger. Doesn't even have that man strength yet. You know, that dad strength where you go up against your dad, you're still a little nervous because you're like, my dad's got dad strength, even though I'm more jacked than him. Paul Skenes hasn't got there yet, and I think he's only going to get better.
All right, let's talk about that dad strength and what a lot of baseball is. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Mayor, look, I'm not a baseball guy. I don't claim to be. I probably will never be one. But
we're doing baseball right now.
I know. That's why, that's why I'm asking the mayor. You know, ever since Jim Leland retired, I decided I'm not watching this sport without Jim in a dugout. But if you were to sell me on baseball, why is now the time to get into baseball? Is it better than it's ever been, and it's only going to get better, or do you think that the athletes now coming in are just so much better than they have been in the past?
No, I think there's a bunch of things that I love, Connor, about the game of baseball. I think one of the things I love is the pitch clock. I think it's made the games quicker. You know, it's a faster paced games, people more involved. What they did with the bases too, with the pickover rule and the bases being a little bigger, there's more stolen bases. These guys are more athletic than they've ever been too. I think there's more thunder, there's more power. I think it's just it's a faster paced game. I think it's a great game to watch. And I think if you and Pat just would get in front of that TV, night in and night out, and you could say, you know what, Connor, we are really watching a great game here, and let's start locking in a little more.
Dude, it's a long time.
Try to tell
You got it.
We'll try.
How many games do we have left?
Only like 150.
No, yeah, right.
It's like 120.
It's like
Only
120.
about 125.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, way better.
That's
Pat, you got
it?
it.
That's
Pat
all.
watch.
Come on.
That's all?
125.
Yeah, we're starting to get to the good
get
part.
the
The
meat of
weather's
it, yeah.
starting to change.
125 more games.
And don't forget, just one game playing, right? Or is it 3 games now?
They got rid of the one game.
Okay.
Should have kept. That was the best part of baseball.
Coolest part.
That was the best part of baseball. All right, we'll get into it. 125 more opportunities for us to find. You know what? With Skenes going up, how many more? They have 120. Paul Skenes is going to pitch how many if he plays the rest of the season?
He'll probably pitch 25 games, 25, 27 games. That's the lock up. Hey,
Boom.
Pat, lock in, baby. There's your 27 right there. You said 25 to 27. Skenes starts.
Okay, here we go. All right, I appreciate you, Mayor. Thank you for joining us, brother. You're the absolute best. We can catch you. Are you doing MLB Network?
Yep, MLB Network. They're going to be airing the game tomorrow, which is huge. And the Mayor's Office podcast. Tune into that, too. And I love you guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
We love you, too, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Casey.
Yeah, Mayor.
So much energy, dude.
Yeah,
He's the best.
I wonder if they're starting tomorrow with a no-hit alert before Skenes even goes on.
They gotta. They have to.
They will.
Have to.
Yeah, but the thing...
Because what if he does it? What if he actually throws no hitter? You're going to say, man, I wish I would have, done this.
The thing about Skenes is, he said he just likes to nap.
Yeah.
What do you do in your off time? I just like to sleep.
Nap.
I just have a pitch. And then Livy Dunn's post is like, when you wake up from a nap, and you find out that he's got called up to the majors. It's like, that's literally what he told. Wait, what do you, have you seen it? I didn't even know there was a zoo here. The zoo is right next.
They're like right behind the outfield.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, I've just been sleeping and throwing baseballs.
There's a roller coaster. Yeah. You can see the roller coaster from most of the parts of the city.
Yeah. Not a clue.
No.
I know the inside of the dugout.
Yep.
I know what it looks like from the bump.
Yeah.
That thing pretty focused in. That's awesome. Like, he's laser focused, it feels like. He said he thinks he can reach 105. 100, does that happen?
No.
Think about when he grows into his body. Like, he hasn't even grown into his body yet, and he's already a giant.
105?
Yeah, definitely not starting pitchers.
Why? Because that's just like goon who can throw hard.
Yeah, like a guy who comes in who's throwing one.
Oh, it's like me with field goals. Got it.
Empty in the tank when you come in. Like, if you try to throw 105 for 7 innings, like, you're gonna have Tommy John. You're gonna throw your arm out.
Got it. How about him just?
He's a house. Like, I don't think people are understanding how big he is.
Well, he's got this splinker thing. It's
splinker.
Don't blink on the splink. I'll tell you that. Whenever the splinker comes flying through, things start moving. All right. Well, amen. Lockdown. Boom.
Boom.
All right. Shout out Sean Casey. Thank you for joining us.
Hell yeah,
All right. NFL news has been released today. Kind of.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's wrist is being explained a little bit better from what surgery he had, what was injured, and how it went. And AJ, I do believe I read in the group text, this is the same surgery that you had. You can actually speak on this. And I think Darius Butler also just said in the group text that this is the same surgery he had, which goes to the point of what Joe Burrow said, which was like, hey, my wrist injury and surgery, no other quarterbacks have really ever had. I've had to go to linebackers and offensive linemen and now DBs and this entire thing, more of a physical thing. What was the surgery that we read it was, AJ? And what do you think this means for him as a quarterback?
I believe, Joe, I don't know exactly what he had, but it's scaphoid lunate, it's called. It's like a ligament, I guess, in your wrist. I did mine the year we were in the Super Bowl. I got surgery 2 days after the Super Bowl, actually, on this thing. Had to wear a cast. Yeah. I don't know about the on and off inflammation. It's more about, like, your mobility. Like, I know my right wrist, the guy did a very, very good job, but it probably goes back as 50% as far as my left. Like, you don't get your full range of motion back. So I don't know what Joe's range of motion might be. That's the biggest thing I've seen guys that had bad surgeries with this, and they have barely any mobility with their wrist.
Yeah, and in those positions, you don't need to have that much fluidity with the wrist.
You can cast it, yeah. Like I casted it the rest of my career, basically.
Caught a pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a cast on, actually, in one of them. But in the quarterback position, especially you're throwing, that is a vital... That's a huge thing. Just like when you're shooting a basketball, you see the wrist and the flick of it is what a lot of the accuracy. Now you're talking about, we're talking velo, the spinning of the ball, the accuracy of the ball, the touch of the ball is all in your hand, in the flick of the wrist. And it's like interesting because then he said there's good days, there's bad days. Does that linger, the pain in your wrist?
Yeah. I mean, ever since I've had the surgery. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's interesting.
But when he did it, remember when Joe threw it in the game? He threw the ball and he kind of like fell to the ground almost.
Yeah.
Right there, I was like, oh man, that has to be the similar thing that I had, because I'd have the exact same feeling for months and months because I had to play with it that year until I didn't want to go on IR, and I knew if I got an MRI, they'd try to put me on IR. So it's a whole. When I saw like that, it would like pop in and out. It would feel like, and that's what it looked like happened to Joe on the field.
It's so painful, if you do recall. I believe, yeah, the whole thing, and you could have said it on the show. This could have been breaking news
Monday.
I didn't know he had scaphoid. I don't want to, I don't speak on anyone's injuries. He got a lower body. I learned from Mike McCarthy. We don't talk on injuries.
But those, what are those wrist plates that you guys wear? Some guys.
Yeah, there's like those wrist braces, so it keeps you from going back. But yeah, with at least, I don't know, Joe's surgery, my surgery, they had to take a ligament out of my left wrist and put it into my right to like replace it.
So what? Not as much movement, not as much
back. Yeah, like back, going back that way. Usually it's like
he said it's halfway, didn't he? You said yours is halfway.
No, I said mine is about probably 50-60% of the other one.
He did say, he talked about the flexibility of it though, right? When he talked, he said, yeah, because he was talking about position specific and being a quarterback and the mobility being, it could be, he could be fine, it could be nothing, but it also could be something that's, with a quarterback, that's huge.
Well, and also pass-driven offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Windy.
Weather.
Yeah, windy.
So
Yeah.
Yep. He's going to have to call Phillip Rivers.
Not that anybody... And move it down here.
Just change his motion just to stiff.
So it's more like you're throwing
like a disc,
frisbee almost,
skipping a rock.
Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Think about how many touchdowns Phil Rivers threw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miraculous. So good.
Just
yelling at the refs the whole time, yelling at everybody.
And just boom, slicing and dicing. It's like he could have got so many more. Could he? I don't know. I don't
he
know.
had a lot of them.
Yeah, he had a pretty good
What
career.
if he did have full perfect? Phil Rivers might threw a thing 95 yards.
Like Marino.
Could have. We have no idea. I hope Joe. Hey, Joey. Of course, you're an Ohio guy. You're built for this. You're the only quarterback that's ever going to have a linebacker surgery. That's how this goes. You're going to figure it out, Joey. You're going to figure it out.
You got this, Joe.
All right, as the week ends here on ESPN, we can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this quickly as we go around the room. Tone Diggs, favorite thing that happened this week in sport?
Favorite thing that happened this week in sport was absolutely, now it's not my team, but the fighting in the NHL has been the best part for me. Just the absolute scraps of star players.
Oh, thank you, hockey, for throwing down whenever it calls for it. Ty, how about you? Favorite moment of the week?
Paul Skenes getting called up. I'm like super, super excited to watch that game tomorrow.
Okay, great answer out of Ty. Did not expect that. How about you, Con, man? Best moment of the week?
I mean, I went to the Fever game last night. The WNBA being, kicked off here. I'm pumped for next week.
AJ, how about you? Best moment of the week in your eyes?
I'd say with the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Celtics when Wendy made it sound like there is zero chance that would ever happen.
You're right. And my favorite moment of the week? Those racist-ass turtles.
Yes.
Never would have learned that.
No.
Never.
This show, it's a thought. This show is an educational program, it's a sports program, and it's a dumb one. And we can't thank you enough for watching or listening, wherever the hell you may be. We'll be back on Monday with more stupidity than ever. Damn, I didn't think I could get it in. I did, though.
You did? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You was
that was a bobbled end for the week.
Safe by a mile. Safe by a mile.
No, great recovery.
Do a universe ball if it was or not.
No, I think it was.
It's like, where is he leaving?
I mean,
He's taking a lap. Taking a lap.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, that's all right. It's like I trip and fall a lot, but if I don't go completely to the ground, I'm like, man, what an unbelievable recovery.
A lot.
Fall down 7 times.
I'm
right?
I'm kind of
Stand up
clumsy
and
and knock things over.
How about that?
Yeah,
Take a
I'm
lap.
always getting up.
9% luck, 20% skill.
JJ Watt basically saying he's not playing football on the show this week.
Yeah. he really did.
Okay.
Well,
He's a liar.
TST goes well. I think he's trying to test his body a little bit. TST, if he feels good.
What was he doing in that full sprinter stance?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's he planning on doing on a soccer field?
He doesn't
I don't
know.
think he has a
thinks
clue
he's
yet.
playing goalie. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I think he played FIFA a couple times on video game.
Yeah.
And he's like, my wife's pro. I watch her play the video game all the time. Pass the ball here, pass the ball
Just
here,
fine.
cross it in here, jump up. Oh, just easy, head it, no problem.
He's talking about heading the ball over the place. No, I do.
That's hard.
I told you, I headed one cold ball in a cold, rainy game against some 9-year-old girls, and that thing almost knocked me out.
Yeah, I mean, cold for sure, but it's going to be 140 degrees.
Yeah.
So hot.
In Cary, North Carolina. So now you're
I'll get some ice towels. I'll give you some ice towels. I'll bring it cooler.
Thank you. Hey, that's good. Hey, we need that. We need that.
Good team, man.
We appreciate you contributing to Concafa SC even more. But with how hot it's going to be, like then that's a smack of the ball in the face. So you talk about like it hurting, if it hits you in the. Everybody thinks it's just so easy just to jump up and hit the ball right here.
Perfect.
If you misjump that at all, that ball is hitting you all over the. I mean, they're
hard.
Don't head it. Do not head the ball. I don't think you should try to head
People
it.
don't realize that you also have to get up above it.
Yeah, down. We're going down with that thing. Boom.
You also aren't receiving these from 8-year-old girls. It's guys who played in the fucking MLS and shit like that,
Yeah, so I don't.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to realize that the more he gets out there. Like a couple weeks ago, a lot different tone out of Burnley FC's JJ Watt.
Is his wife playing?
More goals.
Is it co-ed? Is she playing?
She's doing the women's. There's a women's one for $1 million too. I think it has 8 teams, and then the men have 20 something. It's like, whoa.
These are all legit soccer players everywhere you look on every team, I feel like.
U.S. team is playing in the women's. I think it's all the ex-U.S. women's national team play.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's her team.
$1 million. They're like,
sure.
Yeah, we'll go fucking play for $1 million. Like, yeah, where do we got to go? Cary, North Carolina. All right, we'll head down to the middle of North Carolina in the middle of the summer. Win $1 million. It's like a reunion for everybody.
Yeah, it's only 8 teams in the women's bracket too.
It's all
games are 40 minutes, so it's not like you're signing up to play. Like an
Small
actual
field too, right?
Dude, I'm legitimately thinking in my head of like trying to remind myself what it was like when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, going to these tournaments and what my mindset was like. Like just warming up back in the day, I just took it for granted. Like I think I just took the traveling, the warm-ups for granted. And then like if I had a slow start to the game, like didn't care or whatever, and then like, I'll get a good second half. Right now my mindset is like, I got to survive warm-up.
Yeah.
I got to survive warm-up because warm-up is going to be enough. You know, like I'm going on this training camp down in Florida next week.
That'll be a good test, though, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it's going to be hot as shit down there, too.
Bro, I'm not going to survive fucking the warm. I was thinking about what they're going to do just like for the first session. All right, let's do a warm up. All right, what the warm up's going to be.
Jog 2 miles and then run a bunch of over and
8
back.
laps around the
beep
field.
test.
I'm like,
you guys doing the beep test down there?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's going to be the precursor for the warm up. Like I think that isn't even going to be like a warm. I'm like, holy.
You can opt out. You can opt out and say I'm going to save my legs for the game.
Yeah, you need a schedule. You need a practice schedule, and then you can know like, okay, hey,
Coach?
here when you guys are running a lot, I'm gonna take a stance on.
We got a call.
I got me.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I got
go on the
Zoom.
side, got a meeting, and I'm also gonna scout the team and just see what you guys are
Coach
seeing.
is right here. We could ask.
I didn't organize the training camp, or
Yeah,
else I
Coach.
would know what it was.
Coach, to be clear, I think our team's in a pretty good spot. We've sold a sponsorship for the team, so our players are making good money.
Boom.
Players are making good money.
I like the times. I like the times of the games as well. At least the first day.
8:30 in the morning, 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's perfect.
on the 5th. And
You
then
you just playing at noon and that.
Oh wait, so you're going
Good
from
luck,
game
brother.
into show.
game into show, into probable cold tub, maybe a pass out. It won't be a nap. It'll just be a
sleep
Lay down.
for 4
8
hours.
and then 7 p.m. Wow, yeah.
And then
that's how our training camp was in Green Bay with Big Mike for a while. We'd have 8:30 a.m. practice for about 2.5 hours, and then practice at like 7 p.m. till 9:30.
Okay, so it's very.
It was terrible. Terrible schedule.
Subs on the fly, brother. I'm telling you,
Rather
subs
get
on the
it done.
fly is so massive.
Exactly.
So
I'm with you,
massive.
Gump.
Because I come out. How we doing, boys?
You sub on for a penalty shot if you want.
What do you mean? You can cherry pick all day long. Just cherry pick and score goals.
We want to win. I don't want to be an 7-on-7.
Why would you? What do you mean? You're like a trained assassin down there to score goals.
Trained assassin. Yeah, right. You know how many better goal scorers there are on this particular team that we're about to
not
join?
in the group we're in, brother.
I'm talking about on our fucking team. On our fucking team. We got guys that can find the net, brother. We're trying to win this motherfucker.
No doubt.
That Newtown team up in Connecticut that won last year.
Yeah.
They're flying under the radar. Nobody's talking about them. I think they've only gotten stronger.
Well, we're talking about them now, so good luck, brothers.
It's Connecticut. I wouldn't be too worried.
Who's on the team?
I was impressed by their team. Watching them last year. They had good vibes, too. Good juice.
Well, that's important.
They had good juice.
Vibes are important.
Good vibes.
So is juice.
That Nani's squad is stacked.
That's the one that I got my eyes
Do you
on.
want orange juice or I'm going to bring some for halftime?
Need orange
slices.
Orange slices,
Okay.
yeah.
I just didn't know.
Orange juice, maybe, too, though.
3 games. 3 games worth of oranges.
I'll bring them. I'm going to bring them from Florida, too. I'm going to drop
I'll get those little energy chews. We got those little energy chews. I don't know if you had those at halftime.
Watch my heart,
Shot
but
block.
the boys will eat.
Yeah, some peanut butter.
5-hour energy.
I played a game.
Pat's got his own energy chews.
I played a game at the base of the Alps.
Yes.
And there was a full blizzard. And they gave us Belgian tea at halftime. I think is what they called it. It was wine.
Really?
It was hot wine.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Came out pretty loose second half.
You want some wine? We can get a couple bottles of red on the sideline.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that our team is going to have a drink or two.
Ice cold beers, maybe. On the
Especially
bench
that
area.
7 p.m. game. Yeah, 7 p.m. game.
I don't know if they're just going to treat it like a men's club. I don't know if that's happening like the way you guys are kind of talking about.
Chris
but
Paul's got a team, so if LeBron's on the sideline, there probably will be wine.
Yeah.
There's no way LeBron's going to be on sideline. He'll be in the game if he's going down there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
J.J. Watt is going to look so large on that soccer field.
I hope he's in between the pipes.
It's going to be
I
hilarious.
hope he's got
Very
those
out of
gloves
place.
on.
So big.
It's going to be hilarious.
We got a guy on our team 6'4" or 6'5", I think. Huge.
Okay.
Like
How many guys per team?
20. We actually have to make some cuts. It's going to be tough after training camp.
How many play
Good
at a
luck,
time?
Coach.
Huh?
How many play at a time?
Let's go with 7 on. It's
7-on-7, bud.
Is it?
Dude.
And that's why we love him.
Wait, hold on. 7 and a keep or
7 including keep, I do believe.
Okay.
That's
Wow,
normally how
that's
it's
a
done.
lot of space out there.
You guys running a 2-2-2?
Smaller
or-
field, thank you.
I know, but
Yeah,
still.
but to your point, you got to have to play defense. You can't just hang
Hey,
out.
we won't be afraid to park the bus if we get up.
You going 3-2-1?
Here's what
Small net. We
Good
might
luck.
be stacked in a pyramid formation.
Yeah,
think?
well,
Okay,
if we
so
get up, we're
I know
getting
you're
to that
smart,
knockout round,
and I
brother.
know you made, I don't know, potentially do a handshake deal with a defender on the other team. Hey, we're just going to
We're in this thing together.
Yeah.
We're in this thing together, just like pickup basketball.
Yep.
You let me get a couple shots. I'll let you take it away.
But the thing is, there's $1 million on the line. So as soon as I say that to somebody, they're going to say, "Oh, let's get somebody that can run on
Treat it
this.
like hockey. Just go on and on. Play for 40 seconds, come off for a minute.
I agree.
Yeah.
Short shifts.
I got 27 days to figure out 40 seconds then. All right.
As long as you're not
Yeah.
happy.
I think you're going to be much better than you think, for real, especially with the shortened. I think the 65-yard field.
Yeah.
That's way better. Way better.
I think so. It's going to be tough, though, because I'm not going to play in any actual games before the game, which is, pretty crucial to, like, the flow of the game.
Sure. Next
and,
week.
Like, stuff like that.
Coach will have you ready.
Yeah, next
We
week
got a
you
good
guys.
scrimmy down at train camp.
Yeah, you'll probably do a bunch of those.
As long as
and
you
you'll
do
be
some
good.
You guys got
scrimmies.
pennies?
But once again,
We
we
got
got to
bibs,
survive
brother.
warm-ups to get to the scrimmies, boys.
Yeah.
We've been
You have
looking
to wear
pretty
shin
good out
guards?
there, though.
Well, yeah, I've been looking pretty good. The ball's been moving. I will say that. A couple good touches. Got a nice little hi, in the bag. Just only had to do that to see if my knee would blow out.
Sure. And it didn't.
Everything I'm trying to do right now is kind of like figure out what my body can actually take or not take.
That's a goal right there.
I think so. But the net's much smaller than the goal that we have out there, you see. So that's going to be quite an adjustment.
I see a goop.
Yeah, Goomp put one top Chad, top bin. I mean, it was beautiful. We've been really getting after it out there. And I'll tell you what, pulled my quad pretty good. And wanted to see if I would be able to make it back the next day. You
did?
Yeah, I was able to make it back today. So that's just a little strain. You're refiring some things. So
Bit on the Stairmaster.
I've been a little worried that the body's going to fall apart down there. That's like my biggest nightmare, is to be injured after this, because that's summer. So we don't want to be dealing with that.
Definitely not.
So that's the motivating factor here.
Is Goopy wearing a suit on the sidelines or what?
He's got to fit.
I was thinking about suit, but I fear that is a little too toasty, AJ. I'll have a good fit. Clipboard, I'll be ready.
I believe it.
We've already gone through. We're going to have some merch. Concave FC is going to have merch.
yeah.
Great merch.
Good merch.
What do you say when they ask why the name Concafa FC?
I say we're champions of the Concave.
Okay.
And that's what it's called.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, represent.
The first time we said it was in front of Thierry Henry on Radio Row.
Yeah. What's the name?
That's
What's
what
the
they
term
believe.
other people use? What do they say?
CONCACAF.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
That's not right.
Does it stand for something?
Yes, I would assume.
Gump?
Center of
The Confederacy of.
Confederacy.
No, it's the Center of North
Confederation
Central
of-
American Football Association.
Central, what's that?
Center of North Central Football American Central Association.
You missed an A.
Caribbean Association.
Okay. What is it?
Football. The Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean
He's reading
Association.
that. He had to look it
Football.
up.
Yeah, you certainly did.
I mean, I don't got
knew
that
it
in
was
my
close.
back
Say
pocket.
it again.
brother.
Say it
Why-
again.
it's not a
Say it
thing.
again. Let's see if Concafa works.
The Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football.
Close.
Okay.
Well, if we just put them all in
Flip
one.
on Football Association.
CONCACAF is dumb.
Speaking of CONCACAF, the Copa America is coming close, boys. USA is going to be sweet.
Yeah, it's
What's
June,
going on?
June 28th.
It's the
we got a
Euros. It's
couple
It's like 35
big-
days out. US is in the Copa America for the first time, I believe.
It's the Euros, but the South
Argentina,
America
Brazil,
version, and the
Uruguay.
U.S. is participating.
Oh, we're gonna
It's in the US.
run through these teams.
Yeah, we're going to fuck these teams.
Kidding me?
Amen.
Kidding me?
Get ready, South America.
We won. And will this be a big enough trophy? Because I know that the Europes.
If you win Copa America, this is massive. Like, this is Argentina or Brazil every year, sometimes Uruguay.
Okay, because when the Europes wouldn't accept our challenge of the Concafa Cup versus the Europes Cup, pink slips, who's the best, they wouldn't accept it because Concafa, they said, wasn't good enough.
Bingo.
Yeah, right. We got the MLS, is the best league in the world. We got the best player.
Yep.
Where's Blindor? That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Thank
America.
you. So now if we win this one, post-America,
Yeah. And
what's
it's
it called?
Copa America.
Copa America. It's at the exact same time as the Euros this summer.
Where's it at this year?
It's in the USA.
Okay, I was gonna say we better not be
Messi
playing
will
one of
be
those other
playing, yeah.
shitholes. We
I
better
think
be
they
playing-
played their group games are
Fucking
Atlanta,
Qatar.
Dallas, and the final one's in the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Kansas City Chiefs players have voted that place a big F-.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to love it.
But
over
there is
there.
that suite in the stadium.
Yeah, who's in that? They rent that out?
With the finals are in that?
I think the finals are Atlanta, I believe.
What's in Kansas City? What's the?
Just the last game of US's first the group they're in.
I'll be excited to see what world leader decides to take the suite that is in the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. That is 3 stories, 3 bedrooms.
Probably Clark Hunt.
Hopefully it's against.
You think Clark Hunt's saying, "I don't care, you can't have this"?
Depending on if his grade tells us anything, then yeah.
Will it be against Argentina? Maybe their president will come hang out.
Messi will actually be in there.
Boom, there it is.
So
Because
they
Messi doesn't know which team to play for. Is he playing for the United States?
He's already
No,
said.
he's on
He's already
Argentina.
said he's playing for
What's
us.
that?
He's on Argentina.
No,
No,
he
that's
already
a
said he's
fake
playing
one.
for us.
You're already
I didn't hear
capped,
that,
brother.
yeah.
You cannot change once you're capped.
He was grocery shopping in Miami.
I
They
know,
made an
but
exception for
once
him,
you're capped,
actually.
brother,
Yeah, change his
it
name
is,
to Lawrence.
Yeah, they said as long as you don't go by Lionel, you go by Larry Messi, you can fucking go play with the U.S. if you want.
And now they
I heard
let
the
him.
same news.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm
good.
pretty
Cool.
startled here.
No, I know.
Does Coach Gump not know? Coach, these are things you need to know whenever you're talking about
I
your
don't
sport.
know if we're throwing around Larry Messi, boys. Come on.
Why? Big
Have some
Larry.
fucking respect
I read it this morning.
for the beautiful
Yes,
game,
yeah.
all right?
Lawrence, I
That's
saw
fucking
Lawrence.
crossed the fucking
no
line.
one-
First it
being
was
called
fucking
Larry.
Bones earlier this week. Now it's
Hey,
Messi.
listen,
That- I
no
mean,
one
that's
respects
enough.
Jim Boness more than I do. Okay,
Relax.
Jesus Christ.
That was my least
Lord.
favorite thing this week when Jim Boness got fired from
Yeah.
the
He retired, you son of a bitch.
From what? From what?
from the
cricket.
Winnipeg Jets.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, long time.
Gumpy shoot like not okay. He's like, you know, I called him Jim Boness. That's not his name. That's not how it's pronounced. I thought Gumpy was gonna fucking rip my throat out.
There's people mad about us calling Vancouver the Cougars.
Oh, they hate
Yeah.
Cougs. I don't know about being called a Cougar either. It's
That one's got
I'm
legs.
from there, brother. I've been calling them the Cougars for years.
Cougars has got legs. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I saw in some mentions. We were happy you're covering hockey, but also this is not how you need to be doing it.
Oh, is that right? Why don't you shut the fuck up, Cougars? Okay. What? Seriously, what are we talking about
I'm
here?
a fan.
They're the Vancouver Cougars.
I'm not a fan. Shut up. Okay, that's what we're calling you. And now, just because you said don't call us that, we're gonna call it even
No,
more.
they're
I mean,
Canucks.
we've
They're
been
the
calling
Canucks.
them the Cougars for
2 years,
5 years.
The
I'd
Canuck
say.
Cougars?
I've actually
Legitimately.
I don't think I've ever called them anything else, and I've never talked about them before you showed up in my life, pretty much. So I think I've only called them the Cougars.
Yeah.
just because you're from
It's
there.
so much better than Canucks. I mean, what Vancouver Canadians? That's the worst name
I
of
agree.
all time.
I agree.
It's Cougars.
Les Habitants.
Yeah, exactly. They just stole it and
Give
used a
it a
different
sound
word.
talking.
Come over here, you.
You little
Knucklehead. Get over here.
We should go up to Vancouver and do that to everyone we see.
I love the play. This is you are. That is you. Don't put me in there.
No, yeah, I will go to Vancouver and just start.
Get over here.
Come on, you knucklehead.
They'd beat your ass from what I've seen. That's a
yeah.
loyal group.
Oh yeah,
they are a loyal group.
Well, they destroy their own city if they lose a game, but yes.
That happens in some of the greatest American cities as well.
What's Utah's name going to be?
Oh, 200,000 entries in the first 12 hours of the Qualtrics survey for the new Utah NHL team.
Yep.
200,000 entries in the first 10 hours, maybe? I forget what a number was. Whatever it was. And at the end of it, you had to give your name and your email for your 4 votes to actually be submitted. Because remember, we told Ryan Smith, who owns the Utah Jazz, who now owns the Utah hockey team, yet to be named, will be named through the survey we are currently speaking about. Whenever he said, we're going to do a survey, we're going to ask the fans, we're going to let the fans do it, he thought it was a big babyface thing. And we said, terrible idea.
Bad.
Terrible idea. No internet survey has ever produced like the answer that the company wants. The internet survey creates the answer that the internet wants. You know, and the internet is always going to be a hilarious place. There's control things, so there's going to be a terrible name that is going to come from this, and this is going to be your team, and we think Utah will be a good place. Let's have a good name. Let's not have a stupid name that gets trolled out of the internet. He said, don't worry, Qualtrics, this is what we do. We'll sort it. We'll cut out. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
What he did was he added an email to it, which then probably gets cross-checked on whether or not it should make it. I think there's geolocation tags happening in there. Like they're trying to make it as good as possible for the fans of the team to vote on the name. And there were some good ones in there, AJ. There were some good ones. Utah Yeti's in there. Okay, Utah Yeti's. I voted on a Utah Blizzard just because I thought could make cool merch.
Oh yeah,
with the Utah Blizzard
and DQ.
I like Utah Blast a little bit, playing on the Soakers name, kind of.
Yeah, that is the closest to the Super Soakers that we were all kind of pulling for, the Utah Blast. Should that be the Super Soakers kind of answer?
If they do Utah Blizzard, they could give away blizzards when they score like 5 goals from DQ.
Dairy Queen could just, no problems.
Boom.
It'd be like a missed free throw situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Penalty kill.
I don't like how Dairy Queen has clearly lightened the load.
Oh yeah,
in their blizzards though.
They have.
I shouldn't have to order extra Oreo for my blizzard. If I wanted a cup of vanilla ice cream, I would have ordered it. The blizzard is not supposed to be that.
No.
They need to figure that out.
They're taking a little bit too much time and going towards the hot eats instead of the cool treats, which is why we all love DQ. And listen, I love the hot eats from DQ, but
Love them. I mean, the pretzel sticks with the cheese, so
top notch. Their burgers are fucking fire. They're
Flamethrower
delicious.
burger.
So good.
Flamethrower burgers.
Hot
But
dogs.
that's not their staple.
2 dogs, 1 bun you can order.
Exactly.
Do you
Chicken
know-
tendies.
Do you normally have your blizzard at home?
I'll order a blizzard every once in a while, but DQ is a go-to thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me.
Well, mine's close
On a
enough.
bench.
I go to pick it up and bring it home. Now, it's a little bit extra effort, but I always have a stash of Ben & Jerry's. They just sell cookie dough, okay, on the side. I
Cookie
just
dough
always-
bites?
Yeah, I just have it at
those are
home,
good.
ready to just dump in there.
Oh, so you're adding your own. That's what I'm saying,
your
Dairy
own
Queen.
flavor.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be happening.
No.
No, you don't. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a great fix.
You're saying this is an answer. AJ, you're a Dairy Queen guy? I heard you saying you're on the bench out front there, the little concrete one. I know what you're
That's
talking
the best. If you can go to Dairy Queen, like maybe after a game or after something, and sit on the bench in a nice summer night and
Old
eat a
school.
blizzard. Yeah.
That's nice.
AJ strikes me as a dilly bar guy.
Oh, yeah? You got a dilly
No.
bar in that blizzard?
I'm not saying it tastes bad or anything, but no, I'm
Dilly
all
bars
cookies and
suck.
cream, cookie dough, something like that.
So you do the double cookie? I think they have a cookie crunch one.
I get like Oreos and
That's the move.
the cookie dough situation in there. I like the little cookie dough now.
That's not a bad play because then they're
Gotta
kind of
flip it.
forced to put more in there. Yeah, they better flip that thing upside down. I want to
Better.
make sure it's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to get DQ now.
That time of year.
It is that time of year, isn't it?
There's a local, not Ellie's. Ellie's is back in
It's
Plum.
Handles.
Handles, yeah.
Sunday Handles, and then there's a place called Sundays down the hill here.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, really?
They make it's handmade ice cream. They make it in there.
Very good.
Very good.
Any of the local places really around here are all
Pretty solid.
Is that a Midwest thing? I assume.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you-
cream.
what's
Good
that?
cream.
Oh, the ice cream quality.
No, just like mom and pop, like
Ice cream
shops.
places.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
They're very fucking.
You guys know Jenny's? You know what Jenny's is? That's
don't-
kind of like high end ice cream, but it started
Wacky
here in
names.
Columbus. Yeah.
Is it multi-state franchise now?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't think it's everywhere in the country, but it's all over the Midwest, I think.
Yeah, New England has their own too, I think, because none of the spots out here are up there.
I think this Sundays guy only has that one, and I think he lives pretty good.
That's sweet. That's the move.
I think it is phenomenal. You got to go though.
Yeah.
You got to do the whole thing. You know, it's a little bit of a trip.
Those like beach towns always have
yeah.
like the mom and pop, or that's where like in Cape Cod there's a place called Sunday School, and it was so successful that they like opened up another one an hour away in a different part of Cape
Ice
Cod.
cream was something that the humans figured out that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Fantastic.
job, humans.
Everybody talks
I'd say-
about, sliced bread and shit. Ice cream was a pretty solid addition.
Yeah,
Big waffle cone with cookies and cream in there. That's very good.
another good invention, the cone.
Great.
Yeah, shout out. Because it was
Who
so
did that?
sloppy.
Bill
How did they
Cone?
do
Who
it?
did
Shout
that?
out to Conn.
David Cohn.
Yeah, David
pitcher
Cohn.
for the
Probably
New York
great
Yankees.
pitcher.
Yankees great pitcher.
I thought it was David Conan.
Could
Oh,
have.
it
Could have been him too.
could have been.
Inventor of the Dude Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Sunday Dude.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. What do we got tonight? We got big games tonight.
Got Bruins.
Yeah.
Not a shocker.
Bruins.
Yeah, that's not a shock.
The first ice cream cone was produced in 1896 by Italo Marchioni, who
You're welcome.
emigrated from Italy in the late 1800s, invented his ice cream cone in New York City. He was granted a patent in December of 1903.
Thank you, Mascioni.
Yeah, I wonder what he was doing with those cones.
Selling them.
Profiting.
And if you didn't like it, he'd put your fucking balls in them.
Whoa.
Exactly. See, look, I don't even have to say it.
This is what Kevin Hart said. This is white comedy.
Yeah.
Balls and dick.
I'm sure right after he got that patent, they shot him in the head and threw him in the East River anyway, and Bill Jenkins or something like that.
Oh, yeah, Bill Jenkins is going to take down Marcioni? I don't think so, brother. Not in my America.
There's a chance.
Not in New York at that time.
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Never mind.
Hey, in New York at that time, I don't think I think Marcioni was A-OK. I think you weren't going to worry. Hey, thank you for the cone, Pop.
My
Now, granted, he was probably forced into creating the cone because somebody was sick of eating out of this bowl.
Yep.
I'm sick of having to throw this thing away.
You don't fucking make it.
I want to eat it. I want to eat my bowl.
Fucking so good. I want to eat my bowl.
If you don't fucking make a bowl I can eat.
Thank you, Italians. Thank you, Italians.
Shout out.
Turn your fucking head into a bull. How about that, bro?
If you don't fucking do this. I'm going to be eating out of your fucking
Two of
brain.
us in this conversation are Italian, so let's make sure we're
Three.
A little respect out of you.
Four.
I got some
Me.
Italian.
I am.
You didn't do 23andMe and find out you're from the boot, bub. I did. Okay, so
How much? What percent?
It is the smallest available percentage given from 23andMe.
Something though. It counts. Yeah.
I mean, who knows if it's going to run back the same percentage if I do it again?
Exactly.
Might be more. I mean,
No
human
shit.
error in there. You got to assume.
Send a stool. You got to send a stool sample in.
And on that note, let's go to the weekend.
Hell yeah.
Poop. You got to mush poop in the little vial.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, okay.
Okay, stool. I didn't.
Oh.
I thought you meant I'm taking a bar stool and spitting on it.
Yep.
It's like the medical term, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I wasn't making that joke. No, I wasn't doing that.
All right.
Just
Just
poop on.
shut up. Just shut up.
Okay.
Order some
I don't know where you
DQ.
guys are going, but that wasn't it.
Where I'm going is to a live event.
Hell yeah.
And you know where I'm getting my tickets
yeah.
from?
Where's that?
Where?
SeatGeek.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to today's sponsor. 8 years straight. No.
Yeah.
We've been in it. It's
cool.
Hey, thank you, SeatGeek.
Love
Thank
you,
you,
SeatGeek.
SeatGeek.
I mean, SeatGeek ticker is pretty, pivotal part of the entire program.
Yeah. Staple.
I mean, it runs literally on every single clip.
Got its own personality.
It does have a little bit of its own personality. A little
pizzazz.
sauce, a little pizzazz. Picks and choose what ends up there, you know. Shout out to the back table boys back there.
Good work, boys.
Way to go. Nikki Skates, huh? I believe Gumpy potentially involved a little bit, but mostly in Nick up at college. Yeah.
Good work, coach.
Coach, good work.
And every once in a while, it'll just stop and there'll be nothing on it. You see those times?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, is that thing, is the SeatGeek ticker dead? And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 and then it's back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to see it come back alive. That's because SeatGeek will never die, even if there's a world stoppage of live events, because they have such a fantastic company run by great people that also has a platform that doesn't lie to you. You won't get catfished either. If you want to buy a ticket to an event, they have a ticket for it. No matter what the fucking event is, it's absurd how many events they have tickets for, but they'll also tell you if you're getting screwed or not. Like, hey, this is not a good ticket to buy. Here's a little red dot next to it. Okay? This is not good. You need to buy this somewhere else. This is a shitty deal. But then they also say, hey, good deal. We're scanning the internet. This is a good deal, good ticket. Go ahead and live a little bit. Go experience something live with our friends at SeatGeek. And right now you use MCAFEE30. That's McAfee 30. You'll get $30 off tickets. Restrictions apply. We don't know what they are. Not listed.
No. But they're probably
the less than 30.
We assume that is a restriction. They will not owe you money if you get a ticket that is less than $30. Although, smart move, we like where your head's at. We like that you try to work it a little bit. Shout out to SeatGeek.
Hell yeah, SeatGeek.
I'm watching some off-season conditioning program phase 2 videos over on the TV over there. I think it's Penix maybe spinning it.
Yeah, a lot of rookies reporting today.
That is the
Rookie
Masters
camp.
right there.
That's rookie mini camp.
That is Amen Corner. Oh, we have a bomb in Chicago on a football field.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
Whoa. Tory Taylor. What are we talking about?
Okay. Whoa.
Oh, man, that was a really good ball.
Why'd somebody put that on the
Holy
internet? Who put
shit.
that on the internet? We need to.
I'm glad we showed that
Take that
one.
off. Yep, take that off. Yep,
Nice.
take that off.
Social media team's not
Who
knowing.
posted that?
Who did that?
Rim fan there.
Okay.
No.
Oh, my.
They're not
They
a
got
fan of that
fans at
team.
mini camp?
Was that a fan? Was that really a fan, or was that Chicago Bears?
There's no way.
Fan.
You know what it was.
They opened it to
Was it?
They opened mini camp to fans.
It's a Dove Cleaman.
That was not the ball that I would want to see.
Oh, I saw.
warming up.
Eberflus was at the Derby. I got to talk to him a good amount. He was awesome.
It was a media member where I'm seeing the
looks good.
origin of, and the quote was actually, "Oh my, the greatest punt ever."
Oh no.
Was he being sarcastic?
It sounds like it.
No.
I would say.
Chicago, good football fan. They
Probably
know.
just been warming up.
They might think it's a good punt though.
Might be
Honestly, who
working on something.
People don't know. People don't know if that's good or not.
My rookie minicamp, I think I hit a 4-yard punt at one point. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was making the transition from being an on-the-run punter to a stand-in-the-pocket punter, which Tory is potentially in the middle of doing as well. I've seen videos of him on the internet murdering balls. I'm excited to see him completely become NFL-style punter. He's going to be a dog. I don't like that that's on the internet.
That's bullshit.
No, that shouldn't be out there.
And I don't like that we ran it.
Me neither. I was
how do you make
expecting
that?
it to be sweet.
It was mislabeled, though, you know. Greatest punt ever.
Yeah.
So you could see how we could potentially get all jacked up and zeked up in the back. Like, here we go. Punter get drafted high when he see it. He'll figure it out. He got a lot of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. He's not going to be punting much anyway with Caleb Williams.
40-mile-an-hour wind.
Well, I don't know about that. But.
You should hear what I... They're going to be moving the ball, I think. What I tell younger kickers and punters that come up to me in high school, and they say, like, do you have any tips or anything? And I'm like, I'm not going to give you swing tips because my swing was just like not a good one. It was very, I blew my knees out. So like, I don't think you should do what I do. You should do like the actual form of this. But my only tip is there are going to be days where you fucking suck. Like, you are so bad. You're going to be god awful. For whatever reason, the ball is just not going to go anywhere near where it's supposed to go. And you're going to think to yourself, does anybody else have these types? Yes. Everybody does at every single level, and it sucks every single time. You just got to know that the next one's going to be better. And if the next one isn't better, hey, this shit happens, and they're going to get going again. So it's like anytime you see people hit a miss on a game, that sucks. But there's been days in practice where they haven't been able to move it. So it's like hopefully Tory Taylor is going to be able to figure out how to be a bomber. And when he is, we'll look back on the first video we see is him as a Chicago Bear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I hate that was what that was.
Yeah.
Gotta build him up.
That was
bullshit.
That was tough.
A lot of room to grow.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be just like our other friends.
He's going to be just fine.
He just
He had a 4-yard punt at rookie minicamp.
4?
4 yards.
What did he go, just sideways? What?
Yeah. There was like 4 other punters there at the time, too. So they just gotten rid of Hunter Smith. He goes watching. He'd been here for 10 plus years. Beloved. Hunter the punter was his name.
Yeah.
So they get rid of him. They draft me to be the punter, the replacement, the complete opposite of Hunter Smith, pretty much. And then my rookie minicamp, they have like 3 other punters there. I'm by far the fucking worst. Not even Tim Mastay was there going to punt for the Packers. Mm-hmm. He was so much better than me there. There was a really tall guy from like South Dakota. I forget his name. He was fucking better than me. There was like everybody's better. And I was hitting balls just right to the right. Like, it was not good. It was like quite a gong show, I believe, is what they call it. But it was like, okay, quite a wake-up call. How many months do we have until we got to do this thing for real? And then, you get Adam Vinatieri around you on a daily basis, and all of a sudden you start learning stuff, and then you get better.
Hell yeah.
Long road for every position. AJ got there and just started knocking people out.
Yeah, that's AJ freaking
It's a little different for everybody. A little different.
So tired. We didn't have rookie minicamp. We had a full team minicamp. So I got drafted like 4 days later. I'm on playing starting defense going against Brett Favre and Amon Green and all these monsters, even though we're not wearing pads or you're wearing helmets. And I'm trying to figure out the defense and just running, just wait. You waste so much energy when you don't know exactly what you should be doing.
Well, and also the anxiety of not knowing.
I'd say.
That gets you blown up as well. Yeah. It's like the rookies, those first couple of days of training camp, like obviously I didn't have to do it because I was just punting or whatever. Now they did have me punting every single day, like 100 balls. Probably not the best way to go about doing things, but that's neither here nor there. Kind of looking back, guys were dead. Rookies dead, just so much more tired than
legs cramping up. Yeah, like it's tough. Yeah,
I'm fucking confused. I'm lost. I'm nervous. I might get cut, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. It's great. It's great. I'm going against a 30-year-old. All right, This is good. It's a whole new world. Welcome to the league, rookies. Have a good rookie minicamp this weekend.
Good luck out there.
It's gonna be great. There's Hall of Famers practicing in the facility for the first time this weekend.
Yeah,
that's cool to think about. Let's have the greatest weekend of all time, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Hey, if this ball goes in. Bruins win tonight.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry about it. If this one goes in, Pacers win tonight.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, man, you felt good about that second one. Maybe
I was walking off.
Maybe push a little more effort into the Bruins one. Maybe do the Bruins one.
Let's do one for the Cougars Oilers, maybe.
All right,
Cougars.
for the Cougars.
Fuck the Cougars. Do the Bruins.
This
You
is what we
already
want to
did.
do right
It's
now.
Cougars Oilers, brother. Every game.
For the Cougars. Oh, no.
Cougs! Cougars!
That was his wedding.
King Slovis reigns again.
All right, so the Cougs are good. All right.
Yeah.
Congrats to Canoes.
So tonight the Panthers, the Knicks,
and the Canoovers.
Yeah, but we got that figured out. Let's have a great weekend. Hey, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. This weekend's a good time to do it as the weather's changing, It might change an entire mood for an entire season. Huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, hey, how are you? Do you look good? All right, boom. Now we're having a great day. Mm-hmm. Now that's turning into 2 good days. Now we're waking up happy like it's our birthday, but it isn't our birthday. Well, why is our birthday a special day? Because our mindset. Why is our mindset good? Because somebody just said something nice to us.
Bingo.
Boom. Goes like this, AJ.
Absolutely. I agree. 100%.
And one thing leads to another.
Big baby. Keep it positive.
Don't go to jail, though.
No.
And Mother's Day.
Did you?
If you do, though.
Great Mother's Day.
Did you want to do one more?
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers.
One more playoff game tonight.
Sure.
Nuggets and T-Wolves.
Who's this for? T-Wolves?
Oh, no. Nuggets go down 0-3.
Who was it?
I said T-Wolves.
That was T-Wolves.
Yeah, so that would be Nuggets win.
All right.
Nuggets are going to win this one.
Well, the universe has never been wrong before.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I think there has been weeks where the Universe Bowl has got it right.
Yeah.
That one was halfway.
Absolutely.
That's an overtime game.
Yeah, that's going to be close.
Okay, that's what we'll bet on, overtime.
I mean, that's good for basketball, especially this particular playoffs.
Yeah, I haven't had many overtime games in basketball. Actually, I don't know if they've had one. No. Actually, pretty sure they have.
Hockey's having overtime night after night after night. The overtime.
It just goes on and 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 on. And hopefully we get another one tonight.
Because if we get one tonight, that means there is a chance that it goes
on and 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 on.
Beast Panthers. That'll go to
Fire in the Hole. Bob Parsons.
Out now.
Book.
Yeah. It's a good read.
Order it now.
I don't know if it is, but.
No, it is. I started it.
Is it his course they played that event?
Yeah, at Waste Management.
Yep. What did fucking guy say?
45-minute conversation with a guy I'd never heard of. Yeah, I didn't have many questions left, okay? You guys asked a lot of good fucking questions. Sue me.
There wasn't a single answer that he gave that made you think, that sparks my interest.
Yeah, those kept going.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what the whole conversation was.
He had an Iowa. It's sold out. Book sold out. I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, me neither. He'd print 100 copies.
Are they printing some more?
100,000 maybe.
Well.
Fire in the Hole by Bob Parsons.
Hell yeah.
Get a baby Bobble.
Oh, it says available instantly. The audio book.
Audio, yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the audio book.
Yeah,
he bought the business.
What if the audio book was out of stock? That'd be something. Can't download it. Fucking too many people already. Sorry about it. Too many. All right. Let's have an incredible weekend. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. I'm going to listen to that. If he's reading
it, I'm buying that tonight and listening to it on the way home.
Yes.
Every day. And then you'll put that on repeat, and it'll go.
It'll go on and 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 on. And on 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 and on.
But
it did feel like he said that.
He did. Oh, he did.
I don't even remember it now.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said.
That's what he said.
He did that.
He told some great stories, dude. He told some legit stories.
He did.
He was good.
That's in the book.
He was seeing those putts. Those putts were tractor beam to the hole.
He talked about his ayahuasca or DMT. I don't know if it was ayahuasca.
So he did the How to Change Your Mind. So he did like the mushroom tea, and he did the ayahuasca, and I believe he did LSD with one day off.
In between where he went golfing, and he said he was just burying putts, and he knew he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. So he didn't do the hut.
These putts were just rolling in. Thought of PXG probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf clubs.
I wish my clubs felt like this all the time.
Yeah.
He's fucking high out of his mind.
Yeah.
But then he said that changed his life for the better.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. He said he felt like he finally came home from Vietnam after doing it.
Yep.
So there is actual, massive benefits that have been on the record and documented by a lot of people for that whole stuff. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers goes down there and wins 2 MVPs.
Yeah. If you need it, do it.
Bingo. I don't think it's for everybody.
No.
Nothing is. But if it is for you, it sounds like it does work. And I don't know if I'm mentally tough enough to get through the videos that we saw from Jordan Poyer this year.
Well, that's not what Bob Parsons did. No. Bob Parsons went
I don't think he was running into 200-degree tents.
No. He went to like a nice facility.
Yeah.
Teepees, I believe.
Yeah, they were teepees.
Oh,
But
my apologies.
Well, different. Teepees, I don't think any air gets out.
No.
That thing was
tough.
He do like sweat lodge.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Did you see it? You saw the video, right?
I didn't see Jordan doing like a sweat lodge deal. No.
Dude, they were like pumping smoke. You definitely saw it. You definitely saw it.
You were on the show.
you were
I
on the
saw
show.
screen. I saw the picture,
brother.
with Vaughn and everyone down there. I saw still shots. I didn't see videos.
The video was a part of that. It might have been a different time where we went through the entire post, but there's videos in there. And it was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know that. But it's a lot of people have sworn by it. Bob Parsons is one of them. I assume his book is very good. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's have an incredible weekend. We're in this thing together. Let's never, ever forget it. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.